All right, so for your first card, your first question, what do the ancestors in your maternal line want from you? Your first card is Daughter of Knives. So with that card, what you want to do, zoom in on the card, pay attention to what's happening. So pretty much this card is showing a woman who's making contact with spirits, multiple spirits. And if you can see, she has a little Ouija board right in front of her. So this is basically letting you know that this woman is making direct contact. In other words, this woman is, it's like fast communication. So when you're communicating with spirits directly, basically what I do, when you're communicating with spirits like that, when you're on that level to where you can get direct answers, that's how you get accomplished. Like, that's how you get your goals accomplished very quickly. So this card represents a swift delivery of messages and the accomplishment of goals. On the positive side, since this card is upright, it's positive. She's logical, quick-witted, action-oriented, well-informed, direct, philosophical, and always up for a challenge. So pretty much this card is letting you know that you need to focus on your spirituality. The ancestors in your maternal line, I will say this is mostly women. This is definitely women, female like energy, because Daughter of Knives, fertility. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. That's mother like energy. So they definitely want to let you know that motherhood is definitely in the cards for you. It might not be right now. If it's not right now, this is letting you know 100% you need to pour into yourself. And I want to say yourself only. You need to be a little bit selfish, right now at this time. It's not to say, you're in a relationship, you don't give them any time or anything like that. But you need to really pour into yourself, because you cannot pour from an empty cup, and you're giving. You give a lot, okay? You give a lot. And it's a good thing to be a giver, but at the same time, you have to pour back into yourself. So the ancestors on your maternal side, they definitely want to communicate with you. They want to be able to contact you, directly. They want you to start working on that third eye chakra, so your intuition can start to form, and these spiritual gifts can really start to form, like I was talking about earlier in the voice messages. This is the key to everything. You know what I'm saying? This side definitely wants you to know that you're highly spiritual. Like, this is a very spiritual card. You might not be on the level yet to where you're connecting directly to your spirits and stuff like that, but that's coming, and you have to take it one step at a time, because this is not something to play with. So they do want to let you know that this is a gift. They're giving you the gift to communicate with them, and with that gift, you're going to be accomplishing goals left and right. So earlier when I was talking to you in the voice messages, I was basically letting you know, like, you have to be the one to be speaking up. And even if a motherfucker don't like it, who gives a fuck? You have to speak up, because if you don't, won't shit get done. You have to be the one laying the foundation, creating the foundation, setting the standard. Because if you don't do that, and you keep doing this shit you do where you go, it's like you go into like a mode to where, I'm trying to be tactful, but the ancestors are pretty brash, and you do this shit where you act like you don't have anything meaningful because you don't want to step on another person's toes. You act like what you're saying, like, it's like you go there with that person, like, if they say that basically what you're saying is dumb or something like that, it's like you start to believe it, I guess, because you've heard it so many times. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. But they're basically letting you know that every single thing that you have to offer is valuable, because you are a creator. You are a woman, and you're very feminine. And it's a lot of feminine energy around you. Look at these freaking cards. Daughter of Knives, fertility. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. If you don't take care of yourself, like at this time, if you don't go get a massage, if you don't go get you some ice cream at 2 a.m, if you don't just, take you a spiritual bath, like, you just have to really pour into yourself at this time, because if you don't, it's like everything is depending on this. I'm gonna say that. And the only reason I say that is because you're on this journey now. You finally quit ignoring this spiritual side, and it's like you're on this journey now to where you're really about to reach a whole nother level. Like, you're on a high level now, but I'm telling you, if you really tap into this spiritual side that's already within you, it's just waiting to be nurtured. It's just waiting to be poured into, because you're a vessel, for these spirits to come and communicate with you. You could probably be, you will probably be a type person to receive different downloads. As you form your spiritual gifts, you will start to realize how your ancestors and how your spirit guides are communicating with you. You'll start to know, because when certain downloads come, you'll be like, why the fuck did I just see that? Or why did I just pick up on that? And then it'll happen. Or you'll think about a person, or you'll have a dream about a person, and then that person will contact you. So it'll be stuff like that, stuff you can't ignore. You know what I'm saying? That will be spirit making contact through you. It's just showing you to trust your intuition. The more that you trust your intuition, the more that you step into, this person that you truly are, that's when you'll start to accomplish more of what it is that you want. That's when you'll start to really manifest, like, on the level that you're trying to manifest on. That's what your maternal side has to say. I'm not finna play with her, because for both sides to be saying the same shit, I don't like it. You're working way too hard, doing way too much of stuff that's not your responsibility. It's too much. You put way too much on yourself. You need to let that shit go. Your first card is 10 of Sticks in the reverse. That represents being stressed the fuck out, cruel supervisors, people who don't care, like the type of boss you're sick, so you still not coming in? Are you saying you're not coming? Like, that's 100% the energy I'm picking up. But not only that, the mentality. Like, your mentality is fucking killing you. Like, you put everybody before yourself. I was just saying this. You put everybody, like, you would literally put anybody before yourself. That shit gotta stop. It's like you're letting another person's words, or another person, what other people have done to you in the past, or made you feel like, it's like they've led you to believe a certain thing, and you're just like, okay, they say I'm stupid, then okay, I must be. Like, no, this ain't that. Like, what you have to say, your time, your energy is valuable. If you don't see that, you're going to forever be in this rat race, this cycle where you're working at these jobs. You're constantly having to live up to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you could be living life more peaceful, when you could be in a more relaxed state, when you can be more in flow and in alignment with your purpose. That's what they want for you. Your paternal side, like, they definitely want you to be more like, those people that are like super like, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I got so much, I gotta do, like, you got a to-do list, you got all this shit you gotta do. The day ain't even started and you got 16 things on your to-do list. They don't want you to live like that. They want you to be that person that wakes up in the morning. You decide, like, what do I want to eat this morning? What do I want to drink this morning? I think I'll go meditate. I think I'll smoke. I think I'll go for a walk. They want you to be that person that does things spontaneously. The type of person that doesn't check in with other people about what they're doing. They want you to be that person. Because what I'm getting from what they're saying, you work too much. You work too much doing something that you're not passionate about. Now, they want you to be an entrepreneur, but if it's working for somebody else, they don't want that for you. They want you to be able to build your own foundation. Because in the positive, this card represents loads being lifted, knowing when to ask for help, learning to delegate responsibilities, focusing more on self-care, and taking a day off. So that in the reverse is stress, feeling burdened, overworking, reaching the breaking point, having too many responsibilities, inability to say no, swimming against the tide, cruel supervisors, hard times, struggling to make ends meet, a martyr complex. Like, god damn, like, you willing to take a bullet for, you know what I'm saying? Like, for this shit. And it ain't even that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, your mentality that you have surrounding this life that you feel like you can't obtain yet, or you feel like you're not there when you're already there. You know, it might take some readjusting. It might take some, some sacrifice. Like, maybe I won't go splurge on this, or maybe I won't spend money on this if it's not helping to heal me or helping to get me further in life, to love myself more, heal myself more, then it's not for you. They want you to spend your money on things that are going to help heal you, not things that are going to feed into your ego or feed into this person that you're really not. This person that's fighting for survival, this person that is literally just a rat in the race, can never seem to get out of this reality that other people have created for you. Like, in every direction. Like, I see you just kind of people pulling you in different directions, and you're just selflessly going. And it's not like a sense of self-worth there or anybody there that's saying, hey, you need to take care of yourself first. Like, that's some bullshit. Like, I don't like that. Well, they don't like that because they making me mad. They making me feel mad for this shit. Like, your paternal side, they're making me feel mad as hell. Because they want you to be a lot more easygoing, a lot more less anxious. They want you to be more relaxed. And this is going to take you being content with yourself. This is going to take you really coming into who you are as a person, and getting the energy flowing in the right direction. So I'm definitely glad. I'm talking in like this is basically them talking, but they're glad that you contacted me about this reading, because they feel like you hard-headed. I feel like they've been telling you need to take better care of yourself, but you ignore it. Like, you ignore a lot of their signs. But I think it's more of you not knowing how they're communicating with you. That's what it is. That's definitely what it is. But okay, so to this second card that you have, which is the 10 of baskets. I think it's interesting that you got the 10 of sticks and you got the 10 of baskets. Numbers are very significant. So, so this 10 of baskets card represents a happy family, happy families, spiritual contentment, consensus, harmonious relationships, blessings, shared values. That's so important. Friends who never let you down, reunions, stability, soulmates, camaraderie, unity, celebrations with loved ones, and ideal domestic situations. So they want you to have like a happy relationship, like, and I see where they're going with this. Like, they're basically letting you know, if you want this is what you have to do first. You have to love yourself first. You can't be a mom and you don't love yourself. Like, I'm sorry, like, where the fuck is this insecurity coming from? And it's not like about the way you look or your body or anything. It's more about, well, I'm picking up on that too. Like, you may be insecure about, certain things, or you may feel like I said, like, you feel like what you have to offer is not valuable. And it's making me mad. Like, You know, it's pissing me off, actually. They're very upset about that. Because, and I don't know this for sure, but for some reason your paternal side feels like that's not how you were raised. You were raised to have, you know, more esteem for yourself. But you know what? They're not going to let you end up in a bad situation. So you never have to feel like, oh, I'm not safe, you know, with the person I'm with, or, oh, you know, I'm in danger. You're not. They're always protecting you, you know, and that's why they want you to focus more on this self-love, because if you focus on that self-love, you're going to unlock certain things within yourself that are going to prepare you for this happy family. It's going to prepare you to be more calm, because I'm definitely picking up you have anger. Like, when you explode, you fucking explode. Like, when you get mad, you don't want to fucking talk. Like, when you get mad, because it takes a lot to make you mad. You're not that type of person. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, they want you to move the fuck on from like this past life that whatever you went through or whatever happened to you, they really want you to move on so you can reach this new level of success, you know, this family, this happy life, manifesting all, you know, just this beautiful dream life that you have, you know, and they want me to teach you how to get there. So I'm definitely going to be teaching you, you know, some stuff along the way as far as how to manifest and how to, you know, write a petition and even set up an ancestor altar, all of that stuff. I'm going to help you, you know, do that when the time is right, you know, because the thing is, right now, self-love is essential. You know, you want to make sure you're protecting yourself and your energy, because you're very, very sensitive at this time. It's like with everything that's going on in your life and all of this shit, it's like I said, everybody's pulling you in different directions. You know, they just want you to really just chill the fuck out. You know, give yourself a week to not do shit. Like, I don't care if it's work. I don't care if you don't want to do it and you don't have the energy for it, then you're not going to do it. You need to lay in the bed. You need to rest. Because first of all, that job don't give a fuck about you. If something happened, they're going to replace you. It's not like, oh, they're going to, you know, it's going to take them months and months to, you know what I'm saying? Be like, oh, we can't replace her. You know, we can't fill this position. It's just too, girl, they don't give a fuck. So this card, the last card that you got was, I'll get around to it. This card is basically letting you know there's no need to rush. You know, you need to be more in a flow state. You need to be more in a state of receiving, not giving. Like, start paying close attention to where your energy is going, where it's going. Like, when you wake up in the morning, you need to literally be cognizant, like, of every single thing. Like, okay, I'm in a good mood, but what just changed it? I was in a good mood, but why am I not in a good mood? Maybe you just got off the phone with somebody, or maybe you just had something happen, or maybe something triggered you. These are things you need to know about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because the more that you know yourself, just you, like, not you in the shadow of another person, or you standing behind somebody or walking next to somebody, but you yourself, your own thoughts, your own ideals. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about yourself? This is what's important to them. Your paternal side, they definitely don't give a fuck about none of that other shit. You know, they don't care about that. Like, they want you to stop what you're doing now and just lay on the beach. That's the energy. Like, if you look at that card, it's literally a hammock in front of the water. You know what I'm saying? And it's just there for you. It's like this paradise, and they want you to know that this is what's there for you, you know, and they will provide it for you so that you can, you know, live in paradise, so that you can, you know, spoil yourself, and you know what I'm saying? But you have to embody this energy, because if you don't, I'm gonna be real, this relationship isn't gonna reflect you in that way. Like, your relationship is gonna be kind of like more of you giving than receiving. Not to say he don't give you shit or do nothing for you, but you do have to teach a man how to treat you on that romantic level. You got to teach a man how to provide for you. You got to not teach him, but you need to make him know that there's a certain expectation. I'm not finna be, you know, and I hate to say it like that, but this is your paternal side. I'm gonna let them fucking talk. Why you got a nigga around and you working? Maybe that's a personal decision. Maybe that's a personal choice, but you shouldn't have him around and that's more of that's where the self-love comes in, because why are you feeling like you got to be doing all of this? Like, you really need to just step the fuck back, assess everything in front of you, and realize what you have and where you're trying to go. It's like you're so clouded. It's like you feel like the harder you work, the further you're getting, but you're not getting anywhere. The harder you work, the more you fucking yourself up. Like, you too beautiful for this shit. You're not supposed to be working like a dog. Like, you go to work and work like a dog, then you come home. Shut up, Ancestor. This is definitely a male energy. They feel like you give a lot to Steve. They feel like you're going to work, you're giving, you know, your energy. Then you come home and you're giving. You know what I'm saying? Although, you know, y'all are making money, he don't think you should be working if you got a man. They say if you want something, you manifest it. You don't have to work hard for it. You just manifest it. You know, you visualize that. You embody that. And then, you know, they will give it to you. But this working hard shit, that's not it for you. That's not it for you. That's not what we want for you. They want you to stay beautiful. They want you to stay young. They feel like this shit is making you look old. Damn, they rude. Said this shit is aging you. You need to move on. Wow, that's funny, because looking at these cards, your first card is an old woman. An overburdened old woman. And then you got the moving on card. You got this woman, this old woman. She got a timepiece in her hand and she's like, waiting. You know, that's the energy you giving off. You're going to be this old lady still waiting on, you know, things that you want instead of manifesting it. And that's where I see why, you know, what your ancestors are coming with. I see why all of this energy, you know, this reading has been giving me so much energy, because they're like trying to let you know that the more that you pour into yourself and the more that you pour into this spirituality and your spiritual gifts, and you know, communicating with them, I could tell you now, they definitely, I'm surprised the Ancestor card didn't come out, but you did get the grandchildren, not in this question, but in another question. But they definitely feel like you don't like you're not communicating with them, like you're not. And I'm gonna show you how to do all of that. I'm gonna teach you how to do all of that. But they definitely feel like you're sleeping on the gifts that you have, because it's like you don't see the spiritual side. Like, it's like you're not looking in the right places, is what they say. Okay. All right. I think she got it. We do want to say this. They say, we do want to say this. We are very proud of you for working hard and getting shit done. They said they don't do what they do in the spirit realm for you to be doing what you're doing in the physical. What do y'all mean by that? Working like a dog. You too young. You too beautiful. They view you like a pearl, like a precious pearl. That's how they view you. And I can see why they mad as hell. They was so mad. Like, it's like they got this straight ass face, like this straight ass look, like, you know, they look like I will choke the hell out of you. Like, that's how they looking. Yeah, they don't like that. They don't like that. They don't like that. And they don't like the fact that you working like this and you got a man. Because Lordy be. They got a lot to say. But I'm going to just leave it at that because this is 19 minutes. I'm sure they'll get to it when we get down to the part about Steve. Okay, so moving on to question number 3, which was gifts that you inherited from your maternal side that you're underutilizing. So this card is the devil card. So it's upright. That's basically letting me know that there's like a lot of toxic type energy. Like toxicity, negative patterns, addictions, self-limiting beliefs. This is not a good card to get. But since I did ask them from the perspective of gifts, I asked about gifts that you inherited from them. So I'm going to look at it in a positive light. But I'm going to read you this story about this card because I really do love this card. I love the story. I love the message behind it. I feel like it's very, very beneficial for you. So the image, and you can zoom in on the image as well. So Miss Robinson is proudly displaying the funeral program of Reginald Patrick. Miss Robinson was a hoodoo woman from Orangeburg, South Carolina. According to the people in her small town, she was a sweet, law-abiding woman unless someone crossed her. One day after church, Miss Robinson saw a few parishioners gather around a woman named Miss Patrick. As Miss Robinson walked by, Mrs. Patrick said loudly that she didn't believe root workers should be welcome in the church and that it was a bunch of made-up nonsense. Miss Robinson tried her best to ignore her until she noticed people started treating her differently. They were making up excuses for why she couldn't visit, and her clients had started canceling appointments. It turned out that Miss Patrick was trying her best to destroy Miss Robinson's entire life, even though she hardly knew her. Miss Robinson finally approached Mrs. Patrick after church and told her to never speak ill about her again or she would be sorry. Mrs. Patrick laughed and elbowed her cronies and said that would never happen, so she might as well go ahead and root her then. Miss Robinson told her that Miss Robinson told her that she was made for root working and that if she couldn't have what she loved the most, then neither was she. Miss Patrick howled with laughter and walked away with the other ladies, leaving Miss Robinson standing there furious. 29 days later, Mrs. Patrick's 9-year-old son, Reginald, died unexpectedly after having a cold. Everyone knew that Reginald was Mrs. Patrick's pride and joy. Not only was he her only child, but she also couldn't have any more, so she was absolutely devastated by the loss. As the mourners filled out at the funeral home, Mrs. Robinson was seen smiling as she fanned herself with the memorial program from across the road. Mrs. Patrick, now totally broken, moved out of town the following day. Meaning, when Miss Robinson appears in a reading, you may be involved in a negative situation that has the potential to become even more unpleasant, unhealthy, or dangerous. Stop it before things go too far. This card may also be trying to alert you to the fact that you have an addiction or obsession involving a person, idea, intoxicant, or object, which will ultimately hurt you more than you could ever imagine. Get help if you need it. If you are engaged in a lifestyle that attracts the negative, unbalanced, or violent people, now's the time to be on high alert. This card may also be a reminder to stop bullying or being abusive to others. Stop being so manipulative. Okay. So Lily. So, okay, you can be a little manipulative, which is okay. Like I told you earlier, it's okay to, use what you got to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say it's good to be abusive, but I will say, it's okay to protect yourself if somebody's fucking with you. Anyways, as I digress. So it says, beware of liars, backstabbers, cynigators, and frenemies in your midst. This is also a warning against excessive focus on worldly things. Yes, I just said that. Bad news, pain, suffering, and ugliness. So stop focusing on the negative shit. You focus too much on shit that don't got nothing to do with you. If you focus more, which is other people, trying to save other people around you, trying to save another person or teach another person, and make them, something they're not, or not to say something they're not, but, you're pouring so much into a person when really what you need to be doing is pouring that into yourself. So it says, if you receive Miss Robinson in a reading, consider the following. Am I feeling trapped? By whom or what? Not everyone who says they have good intentions means it. Evil is a point of view. What did I really invite into my life when I said/did that? Don't let your mouth write a check your ass can't cash. An apology may be necessary. Maybe I have a problem? ? Am I ready, willing, and able to do jail time if I get caught? Wonder what that's about. Things may not be as good as they seem to be. He or she may be cheating on you. Am I purposely choosing to remain ignorant because I don't want to face the truth? I just said that shit. Like, you really be playing slow. It's like you be knowing better, but it's like you don't trust your intuition. That's what this whole reading is about. For every single card you've gotten so far has been telling you self-love, intuition. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that. Like, you got to embody that. Like, that's something you have to nurture. It's a muscle. Your third eye, your pineal gland, your cerebral cortex, that is a freaking muscle. Like, you have to like work it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be on this like slow shit. I'm not trying to call you slow. Ancestors done called you slow. You play like you slow, and that shit is just old. Am I purposely choosing to remain ignorant because I don't want to face the truth? Perhaps no one likes to talk to me because I'm often negative, depressing, or often expressing doubt. Why don't I believe in myself? Why do I expect the worst possible outcome? Okay, so I'm definitely picking up on some anxiety. Like, you feel like either you be paranoid type shit is because the type of people that you dealing with, the energy that you're around, it's just one of them things. Like I said, the mentality, somebody is making you feel like different. It's like somebody's causing you, I'm going to say somebody's causing you to lose, but somebody's causing you to think differently. It's like your energy can't be that pearl. You can't be that pearl, you know what I'm saying, that your ancestors said that you are. That's how they view you. You can't be that pearl, in mud. You know what I'm saying? You have to clear that mud out. You have to clear that shit out, which is the negative self-talk, the self-doubt, not loving yourself fully, not knowing yourself fully. Like, you're nowhere near that point to where you know who you truly are. That's going to be a journey. And I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be a very, I don't want to say long, but it's going to be a very strenuous process. It's going to take a lot from you. But when you come out on that other side, I'm telling you, and you wash the mud off of yourself, and you wash that gunk off of yourself, and you cleanse yourself, and you learn to protect your energy, and you learn to pour into yourself, you are going to be a whole nother person, new and improved. You're still going to be yourself, but you're just going to be like top tier. Like, can't nobody fuck with me. Like, you're going to be like Miss Robinson. You're going to be across the street laughing, fanning yourself with the program. You see what I'm saying? Like, the same people that, did you like that, the same people that kind of got you feeling like you what you had to say is not valuable and all of that, those are going to be the people that are going to be like, damn, like, I ain't got no choice but to leave town. You know what I'm saying? Like, people that realize they can't fuck with you on that level, and it's just going to make them so humble. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. You know, you're not there now, but trust me, you're going to get there, you know, but you have to put everything into this shit. Like, you cannot half-ass this shit. Like, we want you to communicate with us. We want you to be making contact with us. We want you to be so into yourself that it's just like you don't have time for the bullshit. You don't have time to think negative thoughts. You don't have time to be, you know what I'm saying? Because, okay, I could see why they, okay, I'm sorry, I'm going in and out, like, talking in different tenses and stuff. Okay, so they're basically saying, so the spiritual gift is going to give you the ability to, I don't know what type of, what you're going to be doing, but it's going to be, you're probably going to be doing tarot or something like that here soon. You know, they're going to be speaking to you directly, you know, and that's what your first card was about with that Daughter of Knives. Remember at the beginning, they're going to be speaking to you directly, you know, but you do have to form this gift. This is not something that's just going to come overnight, but you definitely have that gift. They're going to talk to you. They're going to speak to you. You know, they're going to be giving you insights that, you know, nobody else would know, only you. You know, and what you do with that information is up to you. But I definitely know for a fact that they want you to change your mindset. Like, this shit is for the birds. Like, the lifestyle that you live, it's like you have one foot in, one foot out. It's like you want to live this dream life and manifest this dream life, but you still stuck in the past. It's like you still stuck on old shit, and it's like you've outgrown it. It could be family members. It could be friendships. You know, it's just dead. Like, the dead weight, it's going to fall off naturally. But you have to really step away, you know, and let that shit fall off. You can't be trying to console everybody and take care of everybody, because they're always going to be needing something. They're always going to be wanting more from you. But it's like, how are you going to build that legacy if you're giving, and you ain't got shit for yourself? You know what I'm saying? You busting your ass, working 2 jobs, and you got a nigga beside you. And it's not to say that he ain't doing nothing. It's just to say your mindset is fucked up. The way you think and what you demand and what you expect is fucked up. It's fucked off. It's fucked off. It's the mindset. You know, you have to be careful with these relationships, because this is relationships in general. This don't have nothing to do with Steve. But you got to be careful, you know. If you don't know yourself, you know, getting into a relationship and then you're growing and you're evolving in this relationship, you know, you could become a person that you know, a person don't recognize no more. And that could be scary if this person isn't for you, because, of course, it's going to be a breakup. But I do think that a person's mind, like the person that you're with, their mindset has a lot to do with your mindset. So you have to be careful not to let another person's feelings and their mindset and their own personal ideas about things. You have to make sure that there's a clean distinction between what you feel and what this person feels. And it's okay if you feel the same way that they feel, but don't you dare act like, oh, they got passionate about that one. Don't you dare act like, if it's something you don't agree with, don't you fucking dare act like, oh, I agree with it too. Because one day somebody gonna challenge you on this shit, and you're gonna be like, damn, that's stupid as fuck. Like, I've been really carrying this shit with me, like holding this in my whole existence, like this is really true, and it's not. You see what I'm saying? Like, this distorted reality. Somebody is really painting this picture. And yeah, it's just like, don't let another person's mindset just seep over into how you feel and how you think. And that's why this self-love is essential. You have to figure out, how does Lily feel about, you know, this person or this thing or this thought or this idea? How do I feel, you know, outside of what another person feels? I'm definitely picking up the fact that you're an empath. You're definitely an empath. You know, you're very sensitive to energy. People most likely find you to be an easy person to talk to. You're a very good listener. This is what's going to help you as well as you grow in this spiritual journey. I definitely see you doing tarot. Okay, yes ma'am, I see you doing that. I see you forming that, and it takes some time to learn, but keep studying, you know what I'm saying, and keep connecting and keep pouring into yourself. That's definitely going to help you on this journey. So this is from the paternal side, and I think this is the paternal. I forgot. I think this is card number 3, so that would be maternal. I'm sorry. So yeah, gifts that you are not utilizing. So yeah, the gift is knowing you could fuck somebody up at any given moment, but it's also knowing how to stay calm, which you have that down pat, but it's just the knowing that you could fuck somebody up. Like, you don't know that, but you have to embody that. Like, you got to know that shit. Like, and you got to know how to protect yourself spiritually. You want to get into this, you have to know how to cleanse and protect yourself. Like, that's key. That's essential. And it's going to help you. It's going to help you really learn, like, damn, I just been walking around out here and I'm not protected. And I got all of these spirits and all of these energies coming to me, but I don't know what this means. I just feel drained, or I just feel tired, or I just feel like I'm getting a whole bunch of random images popping up, or I'm having crazy ass dreams. Like, that's what it is, So that's why this is so important. And that's why they're coming to you, because of who you are, but you don't know who you are yet. You don't know. And you need to figure it out. Like, they're done playing with you. Like, you really need to look in the mirror and figure out who you are. This is something that is going to help you in every aspect of your life. It's going to help you become that grown woman. It's going to help you embody that energy that you really trying to give. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get you to where you're trying to go. Whether you got a person next to you in the bed at night or not. You got this. All right, so moving on to question number 4. Gifts that you inherited from your paternal side that you're underutilizing. So I can tell right here intuitively, I'm picking up that this is a grandfather. I'm definitely picking up he's a grandfather. So what's giving me that energy? So just looking at the cards, to me, what's giving me that energy? So you have the woman, but at the end you have this man and this woman. And this woman, although it looks kind of like a romantic type of thing, I kind of look at this like this is a grandfather, like this is a deceased loved one who's looking down on you. You know what I'm saying? And then if you pay attention to the honey child card, you have this person looking up. This woman, it kind of looks like the woman in the harmony card. She's looking up, for divine assistance, or just acknowledging the fact that the ancestors, have given certain things, the elements, they've given, not the ancestors, but God has given us this gift, but in general, the grandchildren card is the star card. So it represents, manifesting dreams, accomplishing goals, things like that, hence, wishing on a star. When you see a shooting star, you make a wish. That's what this grandchildren card is. That's this energy. So that's just me jumping around a little bit, but I'll go ahead and get into your main card, which is the grandchildren card. It's a star card in a traditional tarot. So the image is the grandparent. Okay, since time, humans have been fascinated by the stars, not only because they're beautiful, but also because they represent our highest goals, dreams, and aspirations. In Black American families, the stars would be significant to one's grandchildren as the ultimate symbol of hope. After centuries of terrorism, psychological warfare, enslavement, and oppressive legislation, every elder prays that their progeny will not only survive, but will finally be allowed to thrive. Yes, they hope They hope that they will not have to beg or ask permission to exist and will finally be able to live their lives on their own terms. It is the grandchildren that wishes are earnestly placed. So the meaning of this card is when the grandchildren appear in a reading, it's a sign that relief from any stress, negativity, or despair is on its way. Yes, if there's no sign of hope evident in your life just yet, just be patient and you will soon see the proof that things are looking up. Blessings shall abound. So, if you receive the grandchildren in the reading, consider the following. Do I regularly count my blessings? Believing doesn't require proof. What can I do to regain hope? Find a way to become inspired. Give without seeking anything in return. What motivates you to get up in the morning and do it all again? Miracles happen every day. Why can't they happen to you? Perhaps it's time for the old and the young to get together and enjoy each other's company. Yes, blessings are on the way. It might be time to share some words of wisdom with someone younger or less mature. All will turn out right in the end. This is a beautiful card. I love this card. It kind of reminds me of the Ancestor card. But that card is more so saying like, hey, get in contact with me. Like, you're ignoring me, which I do feel like you kind of ignore them because it's like you're spiritual, but you haven't fully tapped into that spirituality just yet. So it could kind of come off as, damn, she's ignoring me, but you also ignore yourself and your intuition. So, hey, okay. Yeah. Your paternal side is definitely a little snappy. Be getting smart. But anyways, so basically this grandfather, I'm just going to say it, this is a grandfather energy. He wants you to know that he got it. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you want, you pretty much need to be coming to him because it's like, it gives me the vibe that he was like the one that kind of prayed over the family. He was very like a very calm person, a very like, he might have been quiet, very mild-mannered. But yeah, this person, a lot of your ancestors actually want to help you create this reality, like this family life. I'm sorry. They want to help you create like this dream family that you have, like this idea of your dream family. And he just wants you to know that the key to more blessings is gratitude. You have to give your gratitude. You have to pay. I'm gonna just be real. You have to really get into this spiritual shit because you need to be giving offerings to your ancestors. You need to be building that relationship with your ancestors because, like you said, you don't really know your dad's side. And I'm kind of getting the vibe that this was an ancestor that you didn't know. So this is most likely your dad's dad if he's passed away, because it's kind of giving me the vibe like somebody that was older. This could be a great-great-great-grandfather. This gives me the vibe of somebody that you wouldn't have known anyways because they wouldn't have been alive when you were born. So this person was the one that prayed over the lineage, the person that prayed over, how the family would turn out and how they would be one day. Because as you heard when I was reading, the meaning of the card, it says, every elder prays that their prodigy will not only survive, but will also finally be able to thrive. So that's what they're trying to get you to understand. The paternal side wants you to understand. They want you to be the honey child. You see what I'm saying? Abundance, fertility, belief, succor, growth, warmth, beginnings in your prime. They want you to, that's why they get mad that you're doing all this working like a dog shit, because you are too beautiful. They think that your body is a temple. You have a beautiful body, Leah. Everybody knows that. Even they know it, but they want you to know that you're more than just your body. You're more than just what you look like. They want you to know that what you have to offer on the inside is so much more meaningful. It's just as, it's not that it's more meaningful. It's just as important, as looks, but they want you to know that everything about you is perfect. If there's things that you want to change about yourself, that's fine too. They want you to know that you have the freedom. There are no restrictions. You're not restricted. It's your mindset that makes you feel like you're restricted. It's, you have to cleanse yourself. You have to protect yourself because these thoughts, they're not your own thoughts. You just have to find that voice. You have to remember, who you were, before this lifetime. But anyways, back to this ancestor. So they want you to realize how free you are. You have to think about this from the perspective of a person that lived during times where racism was really racism, before segregation, those times, we're talking back slavery days. So this definitely could have been a great grandfather. And just speaking from my perspective, my great grandfather was a slave, and I know his name. I know information about them, where they were from, all of this stuff. So if my great grandfather was a slave, was born a slave, and his dad was born a slave, your great grandfather was most likely a slave. So this definitely makes sense. So you wouldn't have known him, but this is definitely him acknowledging his presence. He's definitely that person, that calm voice that you probably would feel, or that calm energy. That's definitely him, and he's around you, and he just wants you to know that he loved you before you were even born. You know what I'm saying? And his old soul, he said you get that from him. You have a very, very old soul, like an ancient soul, and he's going to give you a lot of wisdom. He says he's going to be the one that is going to help nurture you on this spiritual journey. This is a person that you can actually, he said you can find his name. So, I know when they say that, they mean that literally. You can find his name. You can write him a letter. This is your great grandfather or great grandfather on your dad's side, your real dad's side. He said you can find his name. So you need to do a little bit of research. If you can find your dad's name, then you can look him up, in the census reports. You can just do some research. You could ask a family member. And I know you don't know that side, but trust me, when these ancestors come forth, they don't play. When they tell you find them, you do a little bit, and I promise you, they're gonna help you find who they are. Trust me. They're gonna get you the messages that you need, but you just have to do your part. Don't be scared of this side. You have to get into it. You know what I'm saying? So, he just put me in a trance. He's very nice. He was a very kind person, very very warm. He wants you to be like that, and you're a lot like him, so you have that warmth. A lot of people gravitate towards you because your energy is so motherly. You're very you bring a sense of harmony to most situations, and that's why a lot of people want to latch on to you. But you have to learn how to say no. You have to learn how to say, let me take care of myself first. I don't have it in me right now to do that, but in a couple of days we can see, or sometimes no will suffice. But he just wants he wants you to know that you can have anything that you want in this lifetime, because he says the things that you've been through, he was right there with you, and you were never alone, whatever that means. Okay. It's like you're so precious to him. He says you don't have to ask, and that's where this is coming up again. You don't have to ask nobody permission to do shit. You don't have to ask nobody, can you, can I, should I? Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that shit. Stop that shit. Because he says he did that so you didn't have to do it. Wow, that's exactly what he said in the beginning. Am I tripping, or didn't he say that in the beginning? Well, I'm freaking the fuck out. Wow. That's such a beautiful message. He did what he had to do, so you ain't have to do that shit. Who said that? It was when they was talking about work. They was talking about that job. But yeah, ask for what you want, and then and just know. But not only that, you need to count your blessings. We're not talking material possessions. We're talking about the fact that you're alive, the fact that you have breath in your body, the fact that you have the strength, the power, and the ancestral wisdom to manifest things that are out of reach for most people. Most average people would not have the ability, to do these things. And you're tapping into this wisdom that is ancient, and they're not going to just give it to you. You have to earn it. These ancestors, they're there for you. They're going to protect you. But when it comes down to you starting to work with these spirits and you're telling them to do shit for you because they're around you, it's going to require you to reach a whole nother level, of spirituality. You're going to have to have an altar. You're going to have to leave them offerings consistently. You're going to have to cook food for them. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to make sure you leave them water. These are essentials that they need on the other side. You're going to have to, burn money, leave money on your altar. These are things that you need to be doing because you're spiritual and you cannot afford to not do these things. You don't have that luxury because there's a lot of spirits around you. And I can tell you that because I have a lot of spirits around me as well, and it's something that you can't help because if you're that person that these spirits feel compelled to come to, ain't really shit you could do about it. You just have to be grateful that they're coming to you. But not only that, you have to learn boundaries. You cannot let these spirits get into your psyche, and with you being around low vibrational people and shit, it's going to attract low vibrational energies. So with you being a vessel and not knowing it, that's scary. That's alarming to me. Because your mindset and these thoughts, these negative ass thoughts that you be thinking, and this paranoia, oh no. It's not healthy. It's not healthy at all. He got a lot to say. Oh my God, he got a lot to say. He just going on and on and on. He says you have to know that there's nothing wrong with you, and you have to know that all your needs, your wants, your desires, they're already met. That's something you have to know within. And once you know that, then you will start reaping your true blessings. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you can buy you a house, to where you can, buy you a car cash. You know what I'm saying? To where you can do things without having to think twice. He wants to get you out of this. He said he lived the way he lived, slavery times, he lived like that so you can live free. He doesn't want any restrictions, any chains on you. And he says that you put yourself in chains. It's not anybody else putting you in the chains. You put yourself in chains by trying to be so selfless and help everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I mean, literally helping, giving, pouring into, nurturing everybody. And they said that there will be a time. He said that there will be a time and a place for that once you're a mother. But until then, you save that energy and you put it into yourself. Or if there's children around, you pour it into them. But you should never be giving from an empty cup. You shouldn't even be around nobody if you ain't loved yourself today. So I'm saying that's the energy that he coming with, and he's basically letting you know that you are blessed, you are abundant, you are prosperous. That's something that you cannot afford to sleep on. Like this gift, trust me, and I'm telling you this now, what's in store for you in even 6 months to a year, it's going to be crazy. Because the growth, and I'm talking spiritually, the growth is going to shock the fuck out of you. It's going to make you literally have chills. And I'm going to leave that at that. He wants you to have harmonious relationships. This is where I was saying the gifts, far as, not gifts, the anger, Remember I mentioned anger earlier? So he was a harmonious person. So he's letting me know, like, if these are gifts that you're underutilizing, and he says harmony, that's letting me know that you need to work on your anger and working on communicating in a way that's healthy. Not letting things build up and then you finally explode and say something. But when somebody disrespects you or say something to you, you let them know right then and there, you're not going to talk to me like that. And it's going to take some reprogramming, because like I said, as you grow, you're in relationships with people, they're not going to know how to function as you grow and as you change. They're going to be like, what do you mean I can't disrespect you anymore? What do you mean I can't just ask you for something and you do it right then and there, no questions asked? Everything needs to be an even exchange of energy. If this person is not giving something in return, well, I don't know. I take that back, because Spirit did tell you give without looking for anything in return. But I believe that was in reference to your relationship with them saying you need to get to that point to where you can create you an ancestor altar, because they want you have to give these offerings, because they're going to help you, they're going to protect you, they're going to guide you, as they've been doing already. It's just they're going to do it now on a whole nother level, because you got to think you're coming into a sense of awareness with who you are and who you're becoming. You didn't know that at first. Like, you felt it, like you always, what I'm saying? You felt it, you've been interested in it, but you don't really know that this is your destiny. You don't know that. Just like I didn't know that for myself. But I'm telling you now that this is definitely something that you're going to grow into. It might take 3 weeks. It might take 3 months. It might take 3 years, but it's going to be up to you. Pour into yourself, pour into yourself. And, you can give to those who give to you, but you got to remember, everything ain't about money. There's more to life than money, and there's a thing called freedom, peace of mind. These are things you need to be asking for, and you need to be grateful for, be grateful for it now, even if you don't see it yet, you don't see the freedom yet. You need to figure out, okay, what do I consider freedom? What do I consider it to be, myself to be free? What does that mean for me? Does that mean me being able to wake up and do whatever I want to do and create, multiple businesses just from home? Me, turning my hobbies into money and all of this, like, what does it mean for you? Some people it's a 9 to 5. Some people it's working a career. Some people it's having a family. What does it mean to you? What is your happiness? What is going to make you happy? What do you see yourself doing? That's what you have to figure out. Or remember, shall I say, because you'll start to see, like, these deja vu moments and the repeating numbers and all this stuff is going to be hitting you like a ton of bricks. It's going to be coming and coming and coming, and these messages are not going to stop until you finally just be like, okay, I give up. I'm tired of running. I'm tired of acting like being somebody I'm not. I'm tired of this not saying how I really feel, because you're at that point now to where you can't afford to keep doing that shit. You don't want it to get to the point where your ancestors are not giving you your blessings, because they will stop your blessings. If it's somebody around you that's gonna use you up and abuse you, you will not reap your blessings, because they don't like that person that's around you, because you're not tapped into your intuition to know that person ain't for you. So Spirit will make you wait, so don't prolong it. You just need to go ahead and fully submerge yourself into the spirituality. It's a journey. It's not something you have to rush and do, because it's a forever thing. This is a lifelong journey that you're going to be on forever. And it's going to give you so much fulfillment and so much joy. But like I said, people are not going to be used to this side of you. Some people will, and we're grateful for them. But some people won't. And some people aren't going to be comfortable with you creating boundaries for yourself. So that's why I say you have to know who you are, and you have to stand in that and know that you're irreplaceable. And people can act like you're not, and people can act like they can replace you, but they can't. Because you're one of a kind. Okay? You're one of a kind. Okay. I think she got it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next card. All right. So for question number 5, this one is, what ancestor wants to connect with you the most? Okay. So All right, so this ancestor is a male, and I'm going to tell you now. So this ancestor, I'm going to read to you the negative traits of the card, and this is going to explain yourself, and this is also going to explain the ancestor, how this ancestor was. So greed, hoarders, selfishness, wastefulness, obsessive couponing, clingy people, scarcity consciousness, penny pinchers, controlling personalities, and fear of change. So I feel like this is a male, and this man had anxiety, depression, so I don't know who this person was to you, but if you could think about a person that was very like penny pincher, like very didn't like to spend money, was very like either was very poor, or either just had that mindset, was always like very controlling when it came to money. This person was very controlling. This could be somebody you know or somebody you don't know. But I wouldn't focus too much on who the person is, because like you got to think ancestors go way, way, way back. You know, ancestors are both known and unknown. So this could be a family member or somebody who isn't a family member, but the message is still just as significant. So this ancestor was very like controlling, and like I said, he was a male. So okay, so this ancestor, he basically wants you to know that your experience is going to be different. He doesn't want you to be like he was, you know. So if you find yourself, you know, spending money and spending what you don't have, and just kind of not balancing your checkbook, and just not being mindful of what's coming in and what's going out, and just kind of frivolously spending, I think you know, he just wants you to know that you need to be more mindful. Because if you're saying you want to build this legacy, and you want to prepare for a child, and you want to, you know, you have these goals and everything, then you need to be serious about this shit. Like, I get it if you want to if it's something for you, like self-love related, taking care of yourself, like they always want you to do that first and foremost. Like they always want you to look out for yourself. This ancestor, give me a second. He says, stop ignoring your intuition. That's how we communicate with you. That's how we so when you anytime you finna spend something and you get that voice in your head that's like, nah, put that into your savings. Put that into your savings, or put this into a private account. That's this ancestor. So anytime it's coming to like money matters, or when it comes to anything pertaining to like building your financial wealth, inheritance, things like that, that is definitely this ancestor. So I'm going to read to you what the positive attributes of this card is, which you got it in the negative. So the positive attributes of this card is financial security, material gains, sound investments, inheritance, careful budgeting, living within one's means, conservatism, and saving for a rainy day. So this ancestor was the opposite of that, and he was fearful of change, you know. He was manipulated by people, you know. People kind of got into his head when it came to money. You know, somebody was very controlling with his money, or maybe he never had, you know, money for himself to really kind of control it himself. So that's what he wants you to know. You know, you need to be in control of your finances. Don't let nobody else be in control of it. And not to say nobody's in your account checking, seeing how much you're making, but at the same time, he wants you to know, never let a nigga know how much money you got. Because it's his responsibility to take care of the house. It's his responsibility to take care of shit. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you got a nigga laying next to you, it's his responsibility. Because you know why? When you lay down and you give him some pussy, ooh, this ancestor is very brash. When you lay down, when it comes to your relationship, like, your ancestors are very, they've been watching, they've been paying attention for a long time, and they really want you to get this shit through your head. And it's not to say that anything you're doing is wrong. They just want to bring you to a sense of awareness of what's really going on. And your mindset about it is misconstrued, and you need to get clear on one thing. If it pertains to your money, it don't got nothing to do with nobody else. You know, never let no man know how much money you got. Never let nobody else know how much money you got. You know why? Because it's your shit. You know what I'm saying? Never let nobody know how much money you make. And this is what this ancestor wants you to think. And he wants you to be like this because he couldn't be like that. You know, you also got the mental conflict card, where this man is going back and forth with himself. Like, you'll be able to see the card too, but it's like on the inside, it's like he's burning up, you know, with confusion. He doesn't know, like, it's like his perception is not, it's like, because somebody's controlling him. That's the thing, you know, because when you follow your intuition, there's no conflict, there's no second guessing, because with your intuition, you're sensing and feeling, opposed to thinking and rationalizing. You don't do that. With your intuition, you're sensing and feeling, like I said, you know, so you need to be going with your gut, following your intuition. That's why they want you to really sharpen up when it comes to that. This gonna be your GPS, your navigation system. Like, think about it like that. They're gonna get you from A to B, every single place you need to be. You're gonna get there. You know, he just wants you to know that somebody controlled him. You know, so, you know, when he was able to provide for himself, it became greed. It became hoarding. It became just holding on to a whole bunch of material possessions because you feel like, well, I'm not going to have it again, or I might not have it again, or I need to make sure I get this now because just in case I don't have it. And that mindset, you know, that could be this ancestor. So you have to be careful, like, you know, protect your energy, cleanse yourself, because these ancestors, their energy is so strong, it can overpower us. But you never let a spirit control you. Not to say he's trying to possess you. No, it's not that. It's just, you know, when these ancestors are around us, or we're around low vibrational energy, we attract that. We attract low vibrational entities. You know, like I said, ancestors can be known and unknown. And they don't have to be blood relatives. Sometimes it's just spirits that latch on to you. You know, so you have to be careful. You need Florida water. You need spiritual colognes that are going to protect you. You know, you need to be burning herbs and sage and Palo Santo. You need to make sure you're cleansing your space and making sure, you know, you're protecting yourself like that, especially once you start pulling cards and, you know, communicating with spirits and receiving messages. You need to be knowing that the information that's coming in it's gonna serve your highest good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so this ancestor is very eager to work with you, but he also wants you to be prosperous. But he says the first key to really creating this legacy is getting a hold of your money, you know, and thinking about ways to invest your money. You know, maybe you're going to be starting a business soon, or maybe it's something you've been wanting to do, but you're kind of afraid. Like you have that mindset like, no, I'm not smart enough to do this, or I don't have what it takes to do this. Stop. he said that's bullshit. It's some hobby you have, or it's something that you enjoy doing that could be a business, like a full-fledged business, like a real ass business, to where you have employees, and he just say you never need to let nobody know what's in your, never let your right hand know what your left hand doing, never let a man think you got it. Okay, this is coming from a man. He letting you know how to deal with niggas, how you need to be, never turn, and I hate to say it, but this ancestor say never turn down money. If you have a person that's like, oh, let me cash app you, let that motherfucker cash app you. Make a new cash app. You ain't gotta, I ain't saying be on no grimy shit, but it's money out here to be made, and people want to give you money, so let them, because this is building into you. This is building you up. You know what I'm saying? Get that money, turn around and get you some crystals, get you a new tarot deck, buy your ancestors some food so you can cook them a meal. You know what I'm saying? Invest into your spiritual side so that you can really start to see those changes that I know for a fact are coming. Like, it's clear as day. But this ancestor just doesn't want you to be so telling when it comes to your finances. Like, quit letting a nigga know how much you make. Like, come on now. I don't care, boyfriend or not. Never. This ancestor is fed the fuck up. So this is most likely somebody on your paternal side, because when it comes to Steve and this relationship stuff, they just really like your head. It's like they're basically saying they were manipulated with money. So you don't need to let yourself get to that point to where, it's anything other than a relationship. Yeah, y'all might be business partners, but it need to be strictly, we're together. This is a relationship. And this is this ancestor talking. This ain't me. You have to disregard the fact that, some of this stuff might seem like, okay, this is just because, I follow y'all or whatever, and I know, no, these ancestors are letting you know what they see. And I really hate to say this, and I know they about to just really they about to go in on these next two cards. I already know. It's not, remember I was talking about mindset and mentality. It's not that, I feel okay, let me just speak like the ancestor, what this ancestor is saying. It's not that I feel like he's using you. I feel like he shouldn't know as much as he knows. I feel like you shouldn't be telling him certain things. Like, you should never tell a person everything there is to know about you. You should never devote yourself to a person. It's one thing to be submissive. It's another thing to be dumb. It's one thing to be controlled. And it's one thing to think for yourself, know how to say no to what a person is trying to project. And it's an energy thing. It's not don't think about it like a verb, like you going back and forth talking to a person. It's more of an energy thing. You know what I'm saying? These contracts that we sign with people, in different lifetimes, we're reliving these different cycles. Somebody got to break the cycle. And remember, I told you, you're going to be the one that's going to help him elevate to another level. Steve, going to help him elevate, but you have to elevate first. Like, your mindset, what you allow, and it's just like, first of all, I see you making triple what you're making now. But in order for you to reach that level of success, you need to lay down a firm foundation for yourself. You need to have multiple bank accounts. And you need to be depositing money into multiple bank accounts. Bank accounts that nobody know about but you. You say you want this firm foundation. You say you want this family. Well, you need to be building that bank account for your baby. So when you have a baby, if a nigga want to act stupid, you're good. Like, this is the type of thing that you're not prepared for. And if it's not time to have a baby, it's because you're not ready. He's a father. He's ready to be a father. Are you ready to be a mother? Are you going to know how to, if you have a daughter, are you going to know how to tell her how to not let somebody treat her? Are you going to be able to tell her the things that are important, not the things that you were taught, because you didn't have your mother there. You didn't have your father there. And so, it's things that you have to unpack. It's things that you have to decompress from. And it's going to take healing. You have to heal. And then when you find these things in yourself that you don't like, or the things that you're afraid to accept and be aware of, it's going to be, you're going to be so drained. You're going to be tired. But it's okay. That's shadow work. That's you coming into who you truly are. That's you forgiving yourself. That's you learning who you are. That's you realizing that there are many sides to you. It's not just one side to you. There's many sides to you. In addition to these spirits coming to you and latching on to you, you have to be mindful of your own personal power before you're trying to work with a deity or a Risha, your ancestors. Now, I always encourage people to work with their ancestors regardless, but you have to work with your personal power and know your personal power first. So when those ancestors come in, you'll know when you're in the presence of an ancestor, or you'll know because you'll know the energy in the room will literally change. And that's what this ancestor wants you to reach, that level of awareness. That level of knowing, not having to question it, not having to be in conflict when it comes to your money, because you're supposed to be making double. I would say triple of what you're making now. So in order to reach that level, it's going to take you getting out of this mentality, this scarcity mindset, and being clingy. Like this clingy shit, the only person you need to be clinging on to right now is yourself. Yes, be in a relationship. That is fine. But be in a relationship with yourself first. Wear your protective crystals. Protect yourself. Know yourself. Because I didn't know myself. I let somebody else control me and control my money, which ended up affecting me when I actually, was making a little bit of money. Yeah, this ancestor, he's just like, I don't want you to make the same mistakes I made, because I guess it happened for him in childhood. His mentality towards money was just, somebody fucked him up, and he doesn't want you to be like that. He don't want you to give more than you have. Like, you act like you ain't got it, man, and you need to be stacking, because you don't want to look back and be like, damn, I really just blew $10K on some food. Damn. But at the same time, don't be a penny pincher. Like, you have to spend money, but you got to think, what are you putting your money into? Like I said, if it ain't self-love related, spiritual related, freeing your mind, making yourself more comfortable, then it can wait. Write it on the list. You know what I'm saying? Give it a week. If you come back to it and you still want it, go ahead and get it. But don't keep being so impulsive with your money that you get yourself in a bind. Don't get to the point to where you're living above your means just because you're not patient and you didn't take the time to plan and prepare. Because you can accomplish anything. It just takes consistency. It takes laying a firm foundation. This ancestor says it's as simple as, if you have a goal to move, give yourself a time, give yourself a budget that you want to amount that you want to have saved. And it's as simple as telling yourself, okay, every 2 weeks I'm going to stack 200 for this. Every 2 weeks I'm going to stack, keep it keep it to where you can still be comfortable. And then splurge. Whatever you have left, you can splurge. Do what you do. But as far as you can't be living one life and living another, saying you want this and then saying you want that. Living in the material, but saying you want the spiritual. You're going to have to choose what it is that you really want. What it is that you really think is living. What you really think is freedom. Because if you think freedom is materialistic things, you're in for a rude awakening. Because you're going to look up one day and you're going to have a whole bunch of shit. And on the inside, you're going to feel empty. This ancestor does not want you to miss out because of the mentality of yourself and the mentality of those around you. Invest your money. Make smart money moves. Make decisions that's going to get you further in life. Whether that be Bitcoin, whether that be stocks, whether that be creating a business, And I think you need to create a business because that's what he was saying in the beginning. It's it'll give you that outlet to be creative and express yourself. And remember I was saying you got to get that energy flowing in the right direction. That's exactly what you have to do. You need to do something, whatever your business is, it needs to be something that makes you feel free, something that makes you feel creative, this energy's flowing and it's just flowing and it's flowing and you just feel so good. That's the business that you need to start. And only you would know that. And if you don't know it yet, it's going to come to you and that's what they're going to give to you, It's so many things that I see for you that's coming. And this ancestor definitely, he been through a lot. And he don't want you to live your life and be an old man one day and be sitting back God damn, I got all this shit that I've outgrown. Shit that I thought I wanted, thought I needed. And now I have nothing to show for it. So it could definitely be a situation to where one day, you might need something, you're in a bind, and then let's say you don't have the money for it. And then, and that could be your fear as well, a situation like that. But then you look up and you don't have the money for it, and then you're going to have to be damn, I got to sell something. And you just going to feel like shit. You're like, damn, I spent all this fucking money. And you're going to have the money, you're going to be able to trade something in or, get money for it, but it's just going to make you feel low. You know what I'm saying? And he don't want you to have that experience. He wants you to be able to have the best of both worlds. But it is going to take you stepping back a little bit, really assessing your finances and budgeting and seeing, where's my money going? Where am I falling short? Because I should be a lot further. He said you should be further than where you are right now with the money that you're making. But he also was controlled by dominating people as far as in his finances. So that's the message to you. Don't be controlled in your finances. Don't be controlled because you're the money maker. All right, moving on to card number 6. I'm so excited because this one is so much in alignment with card number 5, which was revealing the ancestor. So this is telling you your relationship with this ancestor. So right off the bat, the abuse card stood the fuck out. That card is exactly what I was saying. And then not to mention, so I'm skipping around a little bit in the beginning, but just to bring all the cards together, because you got the main card, which is your first card. So that's the actual tarot card. The rest of the cards are oracle cards, which are clarifying cards. They give you clarity into what the main question was. So the Ace of Knives, this card is basically a man holding a dagger, and then you have a chicken foot hanging off the bottom of it. So the chicken foot symbolizes protection and the revealing of hidden enemies, and the skeleton rings, which are owl skeleton rings, It symbolizes foresight and making wise choices. So just saying that, is that not in so much alignment with everything else, like your ancestors as a whole? You know, I know we're talking about this specific ancestor who was a male, and, you know, we're talking about him, but we're talking about all your ancestors together. Like, they want to help you accomplish goals, and they want to help you face fears. So the positive of this card: facing fears, logic, triumph over adversity, objectivity, intellectuals, mind power, breakthroughs, getting to the point, clarity, determination, decision makers, the power of words, seeing through illusions, analysis, quick-witted people, justice, surgery, critical thinkers, authority, calling it as you see it and accepting the truth even when it hurts. Yes. Okay. So this ancestor, as he already stated, he's going to protect you, and he's going to basically clear out the dead weight, get these people that aren't meant for you out of your way, out of your life, because they're vibrating low, and it's causing you to vibrate low. It's causing you to feel like you have to be working like a dog, and make you feel like you can't have this life that you want. But at the same token, it's making you, you know, just spend your money, you know, out of fear, out of just being irrational. You know what I'm saying? Just being too impulsive, you know, and not planning for the future. You know, not putting any planning behind what you're doing. No foundation, no real groundwork, you know? So this ancestor, right off the bat, this just following up off of who this ancestor was, he's letting you know he was abused. Look at the card on the abuse, the man in the abuse card. Look at his hand. Not his hand. There's a woman's hand over his mouth, and it has a dollar bill in it. What is that telling you? Shut the fuck up. Here goes some money. Shut the fuck up. You take what I give you. Shut the fuck up. How you feel does not matter. Shut the fuck up. What you have to say is not important. Look at his eyes. It's like he's crying. He wants to cry so bad, but he can't because he has to be strong. That is him. This ancestor, he had to go through that so you don't have to do that. So you don't have to experience what he experienced. I mean, I literally want to cry. Like, my eyes are watering because this is real. Like, this is not a game, you know? And he lived this life that was just so, like, subpar. Like, it was not enjoyable at all. And he really wants you to live a life that's way more abundant than that. Like, way more. And that's what he said. He did all of that so you could have better. You know, back then when he was experiencing this, what he was experiencing, and people was taking control of his money and was controlling him, or controlling his mind, his thoughts, his mindset, you know, it changed him. He became discontent and bored. He was a person that never could really be like this classy, upscale person, and he wants you to be that. Like, he wants you to be something that he wasn't. Like, back then, when he was going through everything he was going through, it's like he was sitting there like, one day my kids or my grandkids aren't going to have to do this. I would never, he was coming to those realizations, like, they'll never have to go through what I went through, and so that is his wish. That's his goal. Like, he really feels like he just made so many mistakes. He allowed so much to happen, and I won't say allowed, but he just put up with a lot. And it was unfortunate because he had to, but you don't have to. You just choosing to, It's kind of like the girl that's underneath him in that card. It's like the young girl with the sucker. If you tell anyone, I wouldn't be surprised if you've been abused or sexually abused or anything like that. But I know for a fact some type of abuse, whether it be verbal, sexually, physically, anything like that, it's not okay. And if a person is telling you, and I'm not talking about Steve, I'm just saying in the past, if anybody's done anything inappropriate or did anything to make you feel like weird as a kid. Sometimes we forget these things because we think that it's normal or we think that it's okay, but it's not okay. This ancestor was abused, and in the same token, and I don't want to say this because I don't like I said, you might not even know this ancestor, but this ancestor could have maybe abused you, or it could just be somebody that was abused that you would know. If you know this ancestor, you would know this person by being abused, or you would know this person by being like the cards were saying on the first pull that I did, like money, like penny pincher, that type energy. So you would know this ancestor. But if you don't, it's okay. You don't have to try to focus like, who is this person? Sometimes our known ancestors, we might want to connect with them so bad, but that might not be the ancestor that we need to be working with at this time. You have to kind of gravitate towards the ancestor that you need to be working with, not necessarily the one that needs to be worked, that wants to work with you, because they all want to work with you. They all want offering. That's why once you create an ancestor altar, you have to know what you're doing, because you just putting an offering down. Who is it going to? Spirits are just gonna come be feeding and eating off your shit, and you ain't said who it's for. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not okay. You need to know them by name. And if you don't know them by name, you ask them for their name, or you ask them to come to you in a dream. And I'm going to teach you how to do all of that, when the time is right, when you're ready. Once you're ready to write that letter to your ancestors and start the initial, contact, which will probably be shortly after your reading, we're going to get into it, and we're going to figure out, what ancestor you need to be working with at this time. This ancestor, I'm picking up the vibe that he was abused, or he's coming from the perspective of maybe he abused you in some type of way, or was abusive to somebody in the family and you would have known about it, like something like that. But yet and still, ancestors, they still grow, they still evolve, even after they passed on, and so this ancestor just wants you to know that you're going to break through. You're going to get to that point to where there's no more mental conflict, to where there's not a distorted reality. You're not living life with rose-colored glasses on. Like, you're not living life like I said, pretending to be somebody you're not. Like, there's no more of that, because this ancestor, so for this ancestor, says poor manners, lack of tact, discourtesy, impoliteness, social grace required. This ancestor wasn't just, I hate to say it, this was not a good person. They might not have been a bad person, but this person definitely could have been abusive, or just, hurt people, and they see it coming right on down the line, and they don't want you to be this person. Like I said, that at the end of your life, you're discontent and bored. You looking up, you got a whole bunch of material possessions, but you have nothing to show for it on the inside. Really creating, who you are. Like I say, creating, because this is something you get to choose who you want to be. You don't have to be who another person wants you to be. It's okay to change. It's okay to evolve. It's okay to become who you truly want to be. It's okay. That's your birthright. You're supposed to be doing that. And there's power in thoughts. There's power in words. Be careful of the words you speak to yourself. Be careful of the negative self-doubt, the negative self-talk, the just the disbelief and feeling like you can't do it, like you need another person to do it, or you feeling like you don't have what it takes, you're not smart enough. And I'm not talking about what you're doing now. I'm talking about to go above and beyond to who you truly want to be, this businesswoman, which I know you're going to be. Like, I know you're going to have a business. I already seen the card. I already seen further down the line what card, matter of fact, the pull that's next, the card that you got, I know what that card represents, and I already know what you're going to become. So I'm telling you this shit now. You need to realize who the fuck you are. Whatever you need to do, self-love related, to feel better about yourself, whether that means You getting your body done. I hate to say it. Do you want to get your body done? Because for this card to say surgery, and this is in the positive, you know, the ancestor, it says the relationship with this ancestor. So this ancestor got all these messages and he's bringing up surgery. So, you know, with him not being happy with who he was when he was alive, he's telling you, always be happy with who you are. If you don't like something about yourself, you always have what it takes. And we'll provide it for you. If you want to, he said, if you want to get your body done, he say you want to get anything, you want to get your titties done, we'll make that happen. Anything you want to do, we'll make that happen. But you need to go within and realize who you are first. You know, being perfect on the outside is going to be a reflection of what's on the inside. You know, you becoming this person who you truly are, you know, who you're destined to be, then you'll be on that level to where, okay, if you do get your body done, you will be attracting a different life, a different lifestyle, different types of people. If you get that shit done now, it's going to attract more of the wrong people. You know, people that just want to come in, abuse you and use you and just kind of, you know, over-sexualize you. You know what I'm saying? You're a sexual being. People have to realize you're a sexual being. That don't make you a hoe. You know what I'm saying? And so it's the way that you have to carry yourself, because this ancestor got this card, were you raised in a barn? Like, it's the way you have to carry yourself. You know, this ancestor say, you know, he didn't carry himself like that. He wants you to carry yourself like different, you know. And as you learn to love yourself, as you learn to nurture yourself, you know, it's going to become that. It's going to be that. It's going to be that. You know, you're going to be that. You are that. You have to embody it. Whew. Okay. Take that mask off. Like, take the mask off. Whoever you think you are, that's not who you are. Okay? Whoever you think you are, that is not who you are. And you know it. But the key is it's not trying to figure out who you are. It's creating that person. You need to be write out on paper who you want to be. It's okay to look at other women and be like, I like that. I want to be like that. You take bits and pieces from every person. You know what I'm saying? You go with what you gravitate towards. Your ancestors are going to put people in your path, put people in your view that are going to help you get there. Trust me, they're going to get you there. You don't have to worry. You just have to know how to ask. You have to know about going about it. And you have to know about the fact that you can contact them. Stop thinking that you have to go through other people to do that. No. You know, this is something that you're going to be doing for yourself. Making a contact for yourself. It's okay now to get readings and stuff like that until you get to that place. But they're just letting you know who you're becoming. And you need to act like, you got to walk like it, talk like it, be it, embody it. You know, don't let nobody make you feel like you're not that, because you are, you know. And if you ever want to put it to the test, if a person is ever trying to make it seem like you ain't really all of that and walk the fuck out of their life and see how they act. If I ain't all of that, then you wouldn't be upset. Like, you're not going to be upset. I can just move on with my life. You can move on with your life, you know. But if they crumble, then you know, yeah, I built you. You think you built me, I built you. Yeah, they're definitely getting ready to go on into this. They just want you to know how they were in their relationship and how they should have been. They don't want you to be like that in yours. And this is going to help you put your energy into the right shit. It's going to help this relationship flow better, because, you know, everything has a place, you know, and you don't know your place yet. You feel like it's one way, but really you're the leader in your relationship. You're the leader. Don't let it be misconstrued like it's the other way around. But you can still be who you are, soft-spoken, you know, quiet, you know, introspective. You can still be that and be a wise woman, but you have to step into that wise woman energy. You know, you have to step into yourself. You don't have to be that now. You don't have to be no wise sage now. But as things evolve and as you grow on this journey, you'll see who you really are. You're going to be like, in probably like 5 months, you're going to be like, goddamn, like everything you said. And I already know it, because this is like, I know when people get readings from me, it's not just a coincidence. It's because they needed to hear a message. And I know that this one is going to really like resonate. I don't know if you know this person, but I would not be surprised if you do. But anyways, yeah. It's a male. He was abused. He became an abuser. Yeah. And he had a mouthful. So let me stop this and get started on your next one. All right, so moving on to card number 7. So, what will we achieve if we constantly work together to solve our problems? So, I'm excited because this is my favorite card in the whole deck. I love this card. Like, it's such a positive, powerful card. Like, I mean, just look at that woman. Like, just get into it. Just zoom in. It's the white cat on her lap for me. It's the prosperity for me. Like, it's just the money. It's just the money energy all over for me. Like, seriously. So the 9 of Coins. A woman lounges at home with all the trappings of luxury and refinement. The woman knows you're probably jealous of her, so she doesn't dress with the pattern so she makes a dress with a pattern that protects her from the evil eye. So that's why she has the evil eye dress on. It's protecting her from, evil spirits and things like that. So in the case that doesn't work, she has a saccharina plant nearby, which is said to protect the owner from negative energy. So with this card in the upright position, it represents self-reliance, well-deserved success, prosperity as a result of hard work, self-employed people, property owners, inheritance, material gain, creature comforts, upscale lifestyles, leisure time spent alone, luxury, discipline, avoiding the bad part of town, yes, enjoyment of the finer things in life, people society considers classy. Wow, didn't that ancestor just say he wants you to be classy? And taking the time to relax and unwind. Wow, this is beautiful. This is my favorite fucking card. So I'm going to just go ahead and just get into it. So, if you work with this ancestor, he is going to give you lots of money, lots of prosperity. Of course, the Coins card always represents prosperity. And in the traditional tarot, Pentacles represents prosperity. It's going to always represent like foundation, security, wealth, abundance, things like that. So so this ancestor wants you to realize that anything that you want, you can obtain. It takes creating a plan. It takes having maturity when it comes to your finances. It takes understanding of your finances. It takes study, research. It takes, like, this next level you're trying to go to, you might have to get in school. Like, I don't know, like, I think the next step for you could possibly be, getting a rental property or something. You need to be doing something with real estate. I don't know if you need to go to real estate school. But with the pillars on that patience and planning card, that's letting me know when I say laying a foundation, you wasn't playing. Like, you don't look at like what you're doing now is what you're going to be doing forever. Like, this next step is going to be like, oh yeah, I'm really building my legacy. Like, it's next level shit. Like, this ancestor wants you to think beyond this reality that you're in now, beyond the location where you're at. I don't see you staying where you're at now. I'm sorry. I don't know if that was one of your plans that you thought was going to happen. Oh, this ancestor is sassy. He said, I'm sorry, but I know you thought you was going to be in Illinois, but you're not. You're going to be somewhere where your money is going to really stretch. Like, I could see you moving down south. I'm not going to lie. I could see you definitely moving down south, or, traveling, like being in different areas. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Let me read to you in a negative what this card is. So if this card came in reverse, this is what it would have meant, which you got it in the upright position. So, which represents all the prosperity and success and all that. So in the reverse, financial setbacks, hustlers, pretending to care about others for financial gain, people society considers low class, vulgar behavior, shopaholics, keeping up with the Joneses, maxing out credit cards, shallowness, unethical social climbers, snobs, and people who are obsessed with material things and status. So that's what that card represents. And so, I mean, same card, but in a reverse position. So that's letting you know, like, this is what you're going to achieve. You're going to be stepping out of that negative and you're going to be going into the positive. Self-reliance, well-deserved success, prosperity as a result of hard work, self-employed people, property owners, inheritance. You say you want to build a legacy. How else are you going to build a legacy besides buying land and purchasing a home or building a home? You know, I definitely see you being very, very prosperous if you were to go into real estate. Like, you don't have to go to school for that, but I could definitely see you using your God-given beauty, your God-given booty. Like, let's be real. Like, everything that you are is leading up to who you're becoming. Like, trust me, never get it twisted. Like, you are the prize. That's what I was trying to tell you from the beginning. Like, you're the prize. You're gonna be that. Like, what you're going to do is bigger than any other person. And this next venture, this is a solo venture. This is not oh, I got a business partner. Oh, we do this together. No, ma'am. This is going to require you traveling alone, making money moves, taking trips. Like, your ancestors are going to be putting a lot on your heart for you to invest your money into. And as you enter into this new phase in life, wow, I'm literally getting tears to my eyes. Like, you just don't understand, like, what they're trying to tell me. Like, I hope you're fucking listening, Lily. I hope you're listening to me. He said, you need to go into real estate. So I don't know if you're going to have some properties down south, but remember they were like, you're going to be making triple what you're making now. So you need to get your finances in order and plan for what's to come. Remember, I said you're going to have multiple bank accounts where you're going to just be throwing money into it every week. You need to have a sheet of paper where you write down and track your money. You need to keep this in a secret location. Preferably once you start your Ancestor altar, you leave it on your Ancestor altar. And when you leave them offerings, you sit that sheet of paper on there and you let them know, I'm doing my part. Y'all need to bring the rest of this money to me. I'm finna purchase this lot of land. It's 2 acres. I'm about to purchase this condo. I'm about to purchase this duplex. I'm about to purchase this duplex in a college town. Rent $2,000 a month. You got 2 different units. You making $1,000 off of each person. Like, that spirit say you got the money to do this now, but you just don't realize it. It's like your mindset. They're trying to get you out of how you think now so you can really build this legacy. Like, beyond what you're thinking. You know, you think in terms of how can we build. They want you to think in terms of how can I build. And it's nothing wrong with building with a partner. It's nothing wrong with having a business and having a business partner. But for this new level, they said self-reliance, leisure time spent alone, luxury, discipline, avoiding the bad part of town. You should never be on that. And I seen that video when y'all, and I know this might just be where y'all live or the area. You know, you going to the gas station at night and shit like that, like not protecting yourself, not really knowing how to kind of protect your energy like that. That's dangerous. You're not meant to live like that. And your ancestors are fucking pissed about it. They don't like the fact that that's okay and that's the normal for you. That's not how you're supposed to be living. You're supposed to be in the nice side of town. You're supposed to be enjoying the finer things in life. And if where you're living now is not giving you that, then you need to move the fuck around. And and sometimes I hate doing these ancestor readings because when these ancestors be saying stuff, like, I already know the information, can lead to upheaval. It can literally lead to a tower moment to where shit just comes crashing down everything changes. Like, things are just rapidly changing, and it can be a lot. You know, it can be a lot of information. Like, you'll literally be exhausted because you'll be like, fuck, like, how do I move forward now in life knowing what I know now? But I'm telling you, like, this is going to lead you to a whole nother level of freedom, a whole nother level of success. You know what I'm saying? Never let your mindset and other people's mindset stop you from really evolving and realizing you can do anything you want to do. Whether it be you want to further your education, whether it be you want to get some certifications so you can, you know, do certain things, you know, whether you really want to like triple your money, like you already have, you know, multiple streams of income, but this next stream, whatever you're about to be building or doing, it's really going to bring you a lot of money to the point to where you do have that lifestyle that you want, where you're sitting back and you're really like, damn, like, this my shit, like, this my land. Are you kidding me? So I would definitely leave this ancestor an offering, like, for sure. Leave him a glass of water. Leave him, let me ask, ancestor, what would you like to leave her as an offering? What would you like her to leave you as an offering? I'm sorry. He say peppermints. Okay, peppermints. What else do you want? You need to get one of those black candles, those protection candles. They have like the skull on them. He wants you to burn one of those, as well as a green candle. Okay. So he wants you to burn 2 candles, protection candle, a green candle, and he wants a glass of water, so clean water. You can do like spring water. And then he also wants what did you just say? He just told me. Okay, peppermints, water. Oh, beer. I'm sorry, beer. And he wants beer. But like, oh, you one of them country niggas? I wouldn't be surprised if you had a great grandfather or something like that is from down south, because he giving me southern vibes with the Budweiser. What he just say? Budweiser. So he want that beer. So if you in the gas station, you see a Budweiser, grab him a Budweiser. If you don't have an ancestor altar, you can literally cut you a hole in the ground, pour him. You can write a letter. You can just say a quick prayer or anything like that. Just let him know this is for him. If he haven't given you his name yet, just let him know, like, he knows, because this is the ancestor that's most eager to work with you. So he's already there. He's with you. So you just let him know this is for him. You can say your ancestors known and unknown, your positive ancestors known and unknown, but just, leave that for him. Burn you a candle. You can do those one at a time. Make sure you watch the flame. When you purchase the candle, make sure you clean it. You can clean it with soap and water on the outside. Get the 7-day candles, green, and the protection candles. You can find those at the Botanicas. Okay. Let me see. So he told you what he wants for his offerings. So this ancestor is going to help you get to that next level for sure. So with patience and planning, you're definitely going to get what you want. So then the last card you got is asking, you shall receive. So this is the ancestor card. So make a wish, detach, visualize. You got to know, trust, saw things I imagined, intuition, make a wish. Asking, you shall receive. So exactly what I just said. You ask this ancestor for what I just told you. That's coming to you. These properties, this is what you specifically need to be manifesting, because he's going to help you get that money budgeted right. He's going to help you get it to where that money's going in the right place and you're making these investments, he's going to make this money triple for you. He's going to do that for you. But you need to, if you say you're going to do something, like you said, I'm going to leave you an offering, you need to do it. Because you don't play. Like when it comes to these spirits and stuff, you say you're going to do something, you do it. And trust me, they're going to come through for you. You know, this is what they want you to realize. They're going to be talking to you like I'm sitting here talking to you right now. Like they want me to help you get to that point. You know, it's going to be up to you, you know, how much you want to do and when you want to do it. But it's just a matter of getting to that point of self-reliance and realizing you can do this. You know, it's going to take a little bit of guidance. It's going to take a little bit of, you know, a bit of research, a lot of reading, a lot of journaling, a lot of shadow work. But this is definitely, you know, your life now. This is your journey, and you have to embody it, because this is your birthright. You know, you're going to help a lot of people. You're going to heal a lot of people you already have, you know, and now you have to heal yourself. So the real healing, like you really healing others, is going to be on a whole nother level. What's to come? You know, I definitely see you helping a lot of people. I don't know if this property like is going to be for low income families or something like that, but you're going to be doing something like that that's going to really help a lot of people. So this legacy is really going to be bigger than what you think. So definitely ask this ancestor to give you more insights as to this foundation or whatever you're going to be creating, dealing with your real estate and, you know, getting these properties and land and stuff. You know, ask your ancestors what they want you to do. What do you want me to do specifically? You know, give me the steps. You know, ask them to come to you in a dream and tell you what is my calling. What am I supposed to be doing? Even though I sat here and told you, you do real estate, especially if you are actually selling properties. If you're like going out meeting people, selling like you would do amazing, just because of how beautiful you are, how soft spoken you are, and at the same time you're about your business, you're about your money. You know, they're going to put you in that role. They're going to have you like this card, you know what I'm saying? 9 of coins. They're going to have you you're going to be this classy ass woman, you know what I'm saying? Showing up, pencil skirt, you know, ruffle top, you know, you're going to have like either a bob or like a low sleek bun. You're going to have on stilettos, like those pointy toe stilettos, like you looking like a lawyer type shit. Well, I mean, if you're a realtor, then I mean, obviously, you know, you would be looking like top tier like that. But I see you selling like properties, like $1 million properties. And spirituality is going to play a big part into this, because you realizing who you are, this is getting you to that level, baby. You are getting there, and I see it. And I don't know what the fuck you finna be doing, but I'm so excited. And they just want you to know you're so much more than whatever you think your destiny is right now. Like, you got to multiply that shit times 10 and really realize it's bigger than this. Everything is like, it's bigger than what you see. It's bigger than what anybody else see for you. You know, but these blessings ain't gonna fall in your lap. You got to ask specifically for what I'm mentioning. Like, you have to, I hope you've been taking notes. Like, and usually I type my readings out, but instead this time, you know, I wanted to record the whole thing, you know, card by card. I wanted to have it organized so you could see each question, you know, the cards, but I also wanted to write it out instead of type it out, because, you know, I wanted you to hear, you know, the dialogue and how they come through and speak, and how, you know, I'm just a vessel. I'm just communicating what they're saying and what they're showing me. I remember my first dream I had about my ancestors. They came to me, and you know how I got there? I got there on a plane. And they let me know, like, my plane was ready as I was getting ready to wake up. They were like, your plane is ready. My granny was like, aren't you going to say bye to your daddy? Because my daddy passed away when I was 16. She was like, you're not going to say bye to your daddy? Because I was finna forget. I was finna just go, leave, get on my plane. Not realizing my ancestors are right here with me in my dream. You know, my granny's still alive, you know, but my daddy is not alive anymore. And so, you know, him being in that dream, you know, I'm like, damn, I'm finna go get on my plane. You know, I forgot to say bye. You know, so these ancestors will come to you and they'll show you your destiny, you know. And I know I'm ascending, because for that airplane to be in my dream, that's showing me not only I'm about to have my own private jet, but also the fact that I'm ascending and I'm reaching a whole new level, And so it requires me to be a whole nother person. And so, yeah, that's what the ancestors want you to know. Like, this is who you are. You definitely forgot. And it's like when it comes to manifesting and creating a new reality, you have to remember who you were. It ain't really about like asking for anything. It's just remembering what you already had in another lifetime. It might have been a different time of the year. Not time of the year. It might have been a different century or something like that. But the times might have been different. But this is who you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be sitting back in your chair, get you a couple plants, supposed to be reading a book, get you a cat, a martini, kick back, be patient, plan, and write and manifest and plan and budget and manifest what it is that's coming your way. I just told you what's coming your way. So if you ain't never thought about being a realtor or getting you some properties and investing in some rental properties or whatever, that's a money move. And if you want to have investors or people to give you the money for it, Steve, aka Steve, if you want to be a partner and he can give you investment, but this is for you. This is something you're going to be doing. This is a solo journey. Okay, let me be clear about that. But I'm going to leave that there and I'm going to move on to your next card. All right, so moving on to card number 8. So the question was, who are your spirit guides and how are they communicating with you? So right off the bat, I can tell you that your spirit guides are communicating with you anytime you're near the water. So for the Son of Baskets, you see like a little boy and he's at a waterfall and he's collecting herbs. So pretty much, he's at a waterfall called the Niagara of the South, and it's Cumberland Falls. So it was sacred to Native Americans. So moon bows is a rainbow produced by moonlight instead of sunlight, which is rare or common at Cumberland Falls. It is said that flowers and herbs collected the day after a moon bow are much more potent and were sought out after by local root workers. Okay, so that's letting me know that first and foremost, you're going to be learning about herbs and things like that and just the different properties. So definitely get into it. Get you some books about herbs and just start learning. Definitely get into it because they're definitely going to be giving you valuable things, powerful things. Because when you get out in nature and start going near the water and connecting with them, just you by yourself, taking that time, go out by the water with your aquamarine. That's the perfect stone. That is really when I started tapping in with my spirit guides. I would go out to this swamp I love. It's like 15 minutes from my house. I go out near that water. I would sit out there, feed the turtles, and then I would just write until I was tired of writing. And I would find a feather, or I would find just something valuable like a rock or just something that I can use, incorporate, into something, into my magic, into, spiritual stuff, and, that's what they want you to get to that point to where, you start to look at nature and realize that's how you communicate with them and that's how they're communicating with you. So you take these elements that you find and then you incorporate it into what you're doing at home, and incorporate it into your magic. You be creative, listen to your intuition when you go out near the water and, try to figure out, what are you trying to tell me? Pick up, try to feel how you're feeling and just ask yourself, what are you, spirit guides, what are you trying to communicate with me? What are you trying to say? And just write. Whatever comes up, trust it and know that this is them communicating with you. So your spirit guides, they're very they've been very patient with you as far as, you tapping into this gift. They want to let you know that they've been with you the whole time. The whole time. And they have a very funny sense of humor. So they are going to be communicating with you through funny things If you meet a random person and they're saying something funny, a joke or something, that could be your spirit guide kind of channeling energy through them, to maybe give you a smile. So when people are constantly doing things like try to make you smile throughout the day, it could be randomly, this is definitely that spirit guide communicating with you. What else? Definitely the moon is very significant. Definitely start paying attention to the moon cycles, and when there's a full moon or there's a waxing moon or a waning moon or whatever, strawberry moon, pay attention to the moons. Pay attention to the what the moon represents. Like, full moon represents releasing. On a full moon, you shouldn't be trying to manifest and bring things in. Instead, you should be releasing, getting rid of things so that new things can come in. But it's just having that knowledge and knowing the moon cycles and knowing how important it is. Like, the moon controls the tides, the moon controls the water. So you see how important water and moon, there's a lot of water energy around you. Lots of water energy. Definitely work a lot with your aquamarine. Work a lot with that stone. That is going to help you so much. That was one of my first crystals, my first babies. I would go by the water, and when I tell you the messages that I was channeling through, man, that shit had me like, ooh, it gave me the best energy. But anyway, so you got the I Shine Like the Moonlight card. You're never going out of style. So they're letting you know, like, you're a light. I wouldn't be surprised if you're a light worker. Like I told you, you're empath. You're going to be doing tarot and all of that stuff. So I would not be surprised if you're a light worker. Yeah, they love you. Like, you got the Secret Admirer card. So I'm picking up the fact that they're like, I ain't gonna say obsessed, but they're just like so into you. Like, they just love you. Like, they're always around you. So anytime somebody's making you laugh or you're laughing, you're giddy, that's definitely them, like, trying to brighten your day. And they'll come in many forms. They'll come in many different ways. But, so partnership and community. So for the community card, you're a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You're the queen of abundance. That is so true. Bee. I think of that like the queen bee. So, the queen bee, all the other bees kind of move when she says move. When she moves, they move. You know what I'm saying? And they protect her. The bees, the worker bees protect the queen bee. So you have to think about it like that. You're the queen bee. They're protecting you. Think about all the situations you probably put yourself into, harmful ass situations where something could have happened, something dangerous could have happened, but you walked away, no scratches. That's them. That's how you'll know. And this energy is definitely different from your ancestors' energy. So you definitely have spirit guides. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if bees are one of your spirit animals. So when you see bees, you know what I'm saying? Just acknowledge them. Yeah, bees are definitely going to be significant. And then you have the puffin. So that represents partnership. Accept yourself and your colorful personality. Feel confident about being you. You are a joy bringer. Let your community nourish and protect you. Wow, that's funny because this isn't even a community card. And then you have the community card. So that just shows there's more alignment here. So let your community nourish and protect you. Ask for help. Teamwork will give you the best results. So they're letting you know you're stronger with them. You're stronger when you can really, like when I say pour into yourself, give to yourself, that's you build. The more you build yourself up, the more you're building them up. The more that you call on your ancestors, the more you're keeping their spirit alive. So just like you're going to grow a sense of needing them, they need you too. So their spirit can live on. Energy never dies. It just transforms into different forms. But at the same time, it's like the movie Coco. In order to keep your ancestors alive, you have to have pictures of them to keep them alive. You know what I'm saying? If you forget about them or you don't know them, it kind of, they kind of fade off. You know what I'm saying? Fade away. It makes them weaker. So you have to acknowledge your ancestors and your spirit guides. Even if you don't know their name, ask them for their name. They will give you their name. They will give it to you. And Now, far as spirit guides, they ain't gonna give you their name now, but you will know how to communicate with them. Like they said, near the water, they're gonna be teaching you different herbs, so you might be, creating potions and things in the future. They definitely want me to help you with that whenever that time comes. Like I said, when you're ready. But this journey right here is a personal journey, and everything about your spirituality is definitely on the line right now. You could step into this new chapter, or you can kind of lose it all. And I hate to say that they're going to snatch away your blessings. They're not. They want you to be prosperous, but the situations you put yourself in, and just the things like the harmful situations that you're kind of putting yourself in, placing yourself in unknowingly, it's pissing them off. And they want you to know that this is not how you're supposed to be living, but definitely you need to be thinking community, partnership. Like, not everybody's supposed to be alone. Like, as far as relationships go, like, I definitely feel you're supposed to be in a relationship, but you do have to be able to identify yourself outside of this relationship, and your ancestors are going to help build you up, your personal power up. They're a part of your personal power, because they're your lineage, they're your blood. But they're going to give you the recognition and reward. They just want you to be humble. They want you to know that you can have anything. You just plan for it. And you take these spiritual gifts that they're giving you. When you go by this water and you get, you might pick up flowers, or you might pick up a feather. That's for them. Put it on the altar. That is for them. You just pour into them and you show them you appreciate the little things. If you see a dime on the ground, get it. Be excited that you, just like if you found $100 bill, pick it up, be like, wow, you know what I'm saying? I found this $10 bill. That is what they want. That's how they want you to be. Look at everything like it's a blessing. Look at everything like, wow, like, oh my God, I can't believe just be excited, and they're going to give you more. You have to be excited with what you have now and what they're giving you now, and just acknowledge them and let them know, like, okay, like, I hear y'all. I hear you. I'm here, and I finally understand now. I understand. They're going to give you the understanding. They just want you to plan and know that all you got to do is ask, because we admire you. This is could definitely be it's a spirit guide. I'm sorry. You definitely wouldn't know them, because it's a secret admirer. So you would not know them. Of course, you wouldn't know your spirit guide. But this is definitely an energy that's kind of like very sweet, very humble. Yeah, for sure. I love this. So yeah, the moonlight was very significant in this. The water is definitely significant. Water and moonlight. Pay attention to that. Anytime, you might be outside, or you might notice the moon might follow you around and stuff like that. Start moon gazing. Look at the moon and just focus on the moon. You know what I'm saying? That's how you sharpen your psyche. That's how you sharpen your third eye. You have to be careful, staring at the moon for too long, but you do have to know what you're doing, and that's going to just sharpen that intuition, and just acknowledging the moon, and just knowing that all these elements play a role in the bigger picture, in the bigger scheme of life. Like, nature is going to be so important. Like, just paying attention to everything that's happening around you, and just detaching from this reality that other people have painted for you. You have to step outside of all of this shit and just know that, okay, what I thought was my reality is not. I've been looking left when I should have been looking right. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to reveal things to you that you cannot unsee. They're going to show you some shit, and you're going to change. You know what I'm saying? But the people that are meant for you, they're going to be right by your side, growing and evolving with you, but it's going to be a lot of changes you're going to have to make. But they are definitely going to be communicating with you through the water and through the moon cycle. So you definitely need to do, on this next full moon, you need to do your releasal. I'm going to give you all the instructions on how to do it. We'll talk after you listen to your reading and everything. But this releasal is going to be very, very important for shedding the dead weight. You're going to write every single thing out on a piece of paper. You're going to write your name. You're going to write the date. You're going to write the moon phase, the moon cycle. And then you're going to write out everything that you want to release. Every single, self-limiting belief, everything that makes you feel like shit, everything that bothers you, weighs you down, everything that makes you feel low and small and like you're not worthy. All of these things that you feel, maybe something happened to you when you were younger, everything, just write it out. Get it out. The abuse, anything that you've experienced that was traumatic, get it out. Write it out. You want it to be, when you're done, you want it to be like, if you didn't write this on this paper, it would not be fixed. So you need to write everything on this piece of paper. You might need a couple of pieces of paper. At the bottom, you're going to write your birthday so 222 format. And then you're going to write out, sign your name, and then write, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is. So you write that 3 times. And then, like I said, sign your name. And then if I was you, I would take photos of it because you're going to burn it. But just have that for your personal record. Save it to your files. You don't need to just have it on your photos. Maybe put it on a Google Doc or something. Make sure you have the date. Keep up with all of this stuff. It's so important. So important. Because when you look back, you're going to be like, damn, that was when I was going through this, and this. And it's like, it's been a year now and everything has changed for the better. Like, I see so many positive things for you, and your spirit guides, they love you so much. Like, they admire you. They say you've been through a lot, and they want to see you flourish, because they say you deserve it. And this ancestor too, like, he kind of considers himself a guide, because he said he dealt with it firsthand. So I think when it comes to dealing with your ancestors and spirit guides, you always honor your ancestors first, because that's your bloodline. And then you start working with, spirit guides. Now, not to say you don't hold them on the same pedestal, you do what you want and what works for you on this spiritual journey. But your ancestor definitely feels like you need to honor him. He told you what to give him and what he wants. Honor him, and then you honor your guides, and you just let them know that, you might burn a white candle for them, and, just let, connect with them on your own, because they say you come to the water, and talk to them. For your ancestor, he didn't say that. He just told you what he wants, what I'm saying, his offering. So you have to be able to distinguish them, make sure you're writing this down as well too, just so you can have for your records. But this is a beautiful message, and I'm just so proud of you. And they look, this is them. They're like, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, I'm so proud. I am proud of you, but this is them. They're like, they're so proud of you, and they're going to give you that reward. And every single thing about you is just going to make you even sexier because of what you'll also have behind your name. You're going to have like real ass credentials behind your name. You see what I'm saying? So never make it like, this next message is about to be a lot too. I just want to let you know now, because they're already saying a little bit of stuff and I'm trying to hold it in, but they just want you to know that you're going to be the breadwinner. You're going to be the one in your family that left behind a legacy. This has to be something, you have to see yourself outside of a relationship. It don't have nothing to do with this particular relationship, but you need to be able to see who you are outside of what another person thinks you should be, what the reflection of what this person thinks and your own reality. You have to be able to distinguish the two, and you don't, and it's so scary. It scares me, but just know that you have them, and now that you know this information, you need to use it like for real. I would definitely look more into the bee. Look into spirit animal totem. Type in bee. Get more information about that. I'm definitely picking up on it. You also got the puffin. But I definitely think the bee is very, very significant. I forgot which Orisha has to do with the bees, but that's Oshun. So definitely a lot of Oshun, like water type energy. So deities and Orishas, they definitely choose you as well. So I don't know if somebody else has crowned you Orisha or not, but I don't crown people, I don't do that, but I'm just letting you know that's the energy that's around you. So definitely look into that, the Orisha that is with the bees, and herbs, the moon, all that is so significant. So that's how they are communicating with you. And moving on to your card before your last card. All right, moving on to question number 9. This is the one that's gonna be juicy. So I actually feel a lot better now that I got the full picture of what they're saying. Feel a lot better. So this is definitely a past life connection with you and him. So you have the Mother of Coins, and then you also have the hiding feelings card. So there's a lot of tears. There's a lot of like strife. You know how, like you said, there's cycles. Y'all are arguing. Things are like weighing on the relationship. You know what I'm saying? The more you kind of balance yourself, get the energy flowing where it needs to go, that will subside. And like I said, when you step into who you truly are, he can step into who he truly is. This is definitely a past life connection, Lily. Definitely a past life connection. So the main card, which is the Mother of Coins, the plant is jasmine and lavender. So those are 2 herbs you definitely need to get, and they're in your smoke blends. I put jasmine and lavender in all of them. No, I don't have jasmine in all of them, but lavender is definitely in all of my smoke blends. So that'll be good for you. So I'm gonna read to you what the interpretation of the Mother of Coins is. And I can just tell you, jasmine and lavender has a lot to do with relaxing. This relationship is gonna bring you a lot of inner calm. But you have to be able to be the Mother of Coins. You have to be this person, okay? You have to step into this person. I know you probably like confused, like, what you mean? So, for instance, jasmine. So, okay, you have the Mother of Coins lying in a comfy bed, surrounded by all of her beloved pets. She places jasmine and lavender on her headboard to calm and soothe herself so she can fall into a deeper sleep. The goal is to receive valuable messages and insights from her dreams so that she may help herself and others. So, do this not make sense to you? What I was telling you about, you're going to be the one inspiring him. You're going to be the one teaching him, like, how he needs to be. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be the one teaching him what type of man he needs to be and how he needs to step up and be, better. And, just these valuable insights that you have. It's kind of like, it puts you in the mind of a person that is meant to be a healer, but they don't know they're a healer. And they've been doing this their whole life. And then, you meet a person and then they need healing. And you're like, well, why do I have to do all this healing this person? But it's because you attracted it. Because of who you are, so don't question that. This is definitely a past life connection. He's bleeding what you're bleeding. It's kind of like y'all need each other, but it's like at times he kind of forgets that he needs you, and he'll kind of go into this. He kind of give me the vibe like he throw hissy fits, like he don't get his way with you, he'll get mad. But it's because you give. And the more that you grow and learn, it's a way you can talk to him and let him know, like, well, I have to, I need to do this for myself, or I need to, be a little bit more selfish, and that don't got to be no announcement. It's just, you got to be there. You got to embody that. And he will start to take lead. Like, oh, shit, she meditating and she got her crystals. Well, maybe I should be doing that because I see her life is changing. She's doing all of these things with her money. You know what I'm saying? Versus, because he kind of feels like he's the leader. And it's really not like that. You're the leader. He's the one that needs you. He's the one that needs your guidance and your love and your direction. Without that mother-like energy, Mother of Coins, without that energy, he can't really be who he's supposed to be, But at the same time, it's not your job to do that. But, this relationship is definitely, it's happened before. And the problems that y'all are having now has happened before, So you have to kind of transition into this wise woman. Got to be this person that intentionally seeks out the truth. Intentionally reveals hidden truths. Intentionally, does things to make sure that she's, hearing what she needs to hear. Just stop with the shit, acting like you don't know and acting like, your intuition didn't tell you that 2 weeks ago and now you know what I'm saying? Like, stop acting like these insights are new. This is new information. It's not. You have to be more intentional. Like I said, the Mother of Coins is lying in a comfy bed surrounded by all of her beloved pets. Oh, and also it's a moon behind her. If you look at this card. I was just talking about moon gazing. Interesting. So she places jasmine and lavender on her headboard to calm and soothe herself so she can fall into a deep sleep. The goal is to receive valuable messages and insights in her dreams that may help herself and others. Like, this is your calling. This is your calling. This relationship is your calling. Because when they say others, they're talking about him. Wow. And I feel the emotion. It's like I said, he kind of feels like he's the leader and you're the leader. You see what I'm saying? Like, he thinks he's that, but you're really that. So it's kind of like, I don't want to say he's kind of competing with you in a sense, but there is this, I get this feeling like he kind of gets into the idea like y'all are business partners. This is the enterprise we're building, but you know what y'all have together, that's more so, that's for y'all's pleasure. That's for y'all's enjoyment. Not to say you can't share those moments. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all are helping people, you know, in your own way. You just have to put your own into it. Make sure you're putting your intention into it. You know, if y'all are making a video, you know what I'm saying? Add little shit in there, you know, say little things, you know, it could be magical shit, you know what I'm saying? Say certain affirmations while y'all fucking, you know what I'm saying? You got to incorporate, you know, your spirituality into this. But not only that, you know, spirit is letting you know that, like I said, your money maker is not what y'all are doing. You know, it's not to say stop what y'all are doing, but the money maker and your empire and your legacy is not surrounded by that. It's going to be what I told you earlier. You know, something dealing with property, something dealing with land, ownership, assets, that type of energy. But you have to seek this information out. It's not going to fall in your lap. You know, you have to foster this relationship, you know what I'm saying, with your ancestors so they can give you these insights. This message that I'm giving you now, you have to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? You just have to go with what feels right for you. And I know it could be scary. Like, damn, like, that's scary. I'm supposed to be doing real estate. I'm supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? It could be a scary thing, but at the same time, you know, what if you had an ancestor that was into that did that? You know? And it's just like they're trying to give you that gift, but you have to foster that relationship for yourself. You know? If you're thinking your calling is one thing and the whole time you're supposed to be doing something else with your time and your energy. And I'm not saying stop what you're doing. I'm not saying that, but you also, while you working on building, you know, what y'all are building, you got to build something for yourself too, right? Because you got to always be straight. And I'm not talking about based off of your looks, your body, none of that. You got to always be straight as far as your inner knowing, your inner wisdom. You got to know who you are. You got to know that you're a vessel. You got to know that spirit is going to come give you information before something happens. You got to know. But you can't get to that point until you know who you are. This relationship is going to really show you how much of yourself that you ignore, suppress, because of you want to make another person feel comfortable. Like, fuck yourself. You want to make another motherfucker feel good. And you do that. And that's not Steve's fault. You'll give to him and do for him before you do for yourself. I'm not saying financially. I'm just saying your energy, your time. You know what I'm saying? It's like you worshiping the ground he walks on. You know what I'm saying? And it should always be a balance. There's a lot of codependency. And the ancestors definitely, because you got the message from the ancestors, codependent as fuck. Both of y'all are codependent. And that's okay. But look at that past life card. Look at that damn past life card. Like, let's get serious right here. Let's get for real. Let's get for real. Like, it's like y'all are hurting each other because y'all have not healed. And you got to be the one to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're the one, like, they expect a lot out of you because you are spiritual. He might not be spiritual yet, but I know he's watching you and he is looking up to you. So what you're doing, he is paying attention to that and it's helping him. Even with the crystals, like, keep doing what you're doing. You know, it's not to say every single little thing you do be like, oh, I learned this. You like try to teach him. Don't try to teach nobody something that you don't know yet. But it's like you can introduce people to different things and, you know, let them know that, hey, this is a different way you can go about it. You know, and that's something you will be able to do through dedication, hard work. You got to be able to do it for yourself first before you can, you know, leave behind that legacy for other people or teach other people, you know. And then so you got 2 ancestor cards. The second one is everywhere you go, there you are. Be confident, trust, signs, repeating numbers. You are protected. You are my heart. They love you. And Steve loves you too. It's definitely a good romantic card to get. Like, he loves just being around you. He loves your energy. But I get a sense that, you know, things can become misconstrued because of, you know, y'all's business relationship. I don't know. I just feel like you have to be able to kind of distinguish the two, you know, and kind of build your own outside of this umbrella, you know. And I don't know your full story, you know, and I'm not questioning that. It's just, who was I before this? You know, who was I before that guy? You know, and now coming into, you know, womanhood, who are you outside of these people? Who are you outside of your family? Who are you outside of these other opinions and this low vibrational energy? Who are you outside of that? You know, and you have to stop hiding your feelings. You got to get in your body. That's where that codependent card comes from. Get inside your body. Introspection. Nurture yourself. Love yourself. Save yourself. They say you need to be working on yourself. You too dependent. I won't talk. When Steve book a reading with me, whenever that time comes, it'll probably be one of these days. When it's his turn to book a reading, I'm going to chew his ass out just like I'm chewing you out. Just like the ancestors chewing you out. You know, it's just one of them things. Like, in a past life, he definitely could have been your son. Like, he could have easily been your son. Like, that's how it works. Like, it be people like be your son, your grandfather, your dad. Like, that's how past lives work. But it's just so interesting. But I feel like he'll love you no matter what. He'll love you through every phase, you know, every chapter. And that's a beautiful thing. And I feel like as you grow, he's going to grow. Like I said, it's like a trickle down effect. He's going to grow. And then when he see you invested your money in certain things, like, he could talk all day about what he's going to do and what he wants to do. But when you actually start doing that shit, it's going to shock him. You know what I'm saying? You know, you could talk to him about it, but I feel like when it comes to your manifestations, what you're working on with spirit, that's between you and spirit only. You could talk to people about it if you want, if you feel called to, but I just feel like that's between you and spirit, because you don't want nobody to try to snatch your blessings or, you know, kind of sabotage your blessings. Not saying this relationship. I'm saying outside forces, outside energy, you know, with these low vibrational energies that have been around you, like, you just don't want to sabotage anything by adding somebody else to the mix, because you can only control yourself. You can't control what another person does, especially when it comes to business and money. Like, you got to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. Just like they said, love yourself. Like, at this time, you need to be doing everything that will make you feel better. And I feel like you don't even got to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to step into that self-love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Learn to treat a man, to tell a man how you want to be treated. Because I pamper you and I take care of you. You got to do the same for me. You know, he might have never seen that romantic shit, you know, but you got to show him, like, romance, how a woman wants to be treated. You got to get into that energy. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what you deserve because of what you're bringing. The energy that you bring is beyond what you even know. Like I said, he tries to play this role like he's nonchalant. Like, you know, I could make another Lily type shit. Like, nigga, please. Like, you think you made me, I made you. I made you who you was. And I'm recreating myself. And I'm going to help you recreate yourself. Just because that's just our love. That's just what we have. And that's just what it's been. You know, and the codependency, it has to take a pause for a minute. You know, you have to kind of reassess yourself right now. And not be fearful that anybody will leave you. You know, because this is who you truly are. This is your calling. You have to step into this first and foremost. You know, if a person makes you choose between them or yourself, you fuck it. It might hurt, but damn, I got to choose myself. Like, that's got to be your energy from now on. If you don't got it in you, then you don't got it in you. If you don't got the energy, you don't got the energy. You know? This shit is crazy. Like, it's fucking crazy to me. Like, you just don't understand, like, the image I just had in my mind. I feel so disgusting. Like, I'm literally thinking about that fucking video. This used to be my favorite video, y'all. It's the one where it was something like you didn't answer your phone or something like that. Obviously, that's probably scripted. But it's just a simple fact. Like, that was my shit. Like, I love that video. And just the aggression and stuff like that. But you have to think about it. Like, the possessive shit and all of that. Like, and I get it because I like a man that, like, dominates me. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Which is how I ended up finding y'all's channel, which I didn't realize it was going to, you know, come to this or anything. But you got to think, when you have a man that's masculine and he wants to, like, you like to be dominated, he likes to dominate. It's one of them things you still have to kind of be able to decipher what's real and what's not. It's one thing to have a fantasy, but then it's another thing to actually have a healthy, functioning relationship, which y'all will have one day. But you just have to not be so codependent on each other. You know what I'm saying? To where, like, if y'all go a second without talking, or, you know, if you don't answer your phone, or if you're not where you say you're going to be, then all hell done broke loose. Like, he don't give me that vibe. But for both of y'all, like, if you're like that, you have to stop. If he's like that, you have to stop. Because you really want to, you kind of pour that energy into yourself. Because if you pouring it all into him, then how you giving it to yourself? You ain't nobody got that much energy, you know? So, yeah, like the Ancestor said, everywhere you go, there you are. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. If this is a connection that has happened before. It didn't say twin flame, but it said past life connection. So I take that as a soulmate. You know, this is definitely a person you've experienced another lifetime with, which is a beautiful thing. Fertility, as you know, fertility is definitely in the cards. I've already talked to you about that. But you don't want to do that now, because look at these cards. Look at this card right here. I'm not card, but this whole little section right here, comment on a relationship with Steve. If you bring a child into that, what do you think it's going to be like? Look at all the cards. Out of all the cards, 2 of them, somebody crying. 1 of them, she blindfolded. Not to say that's a negative thing to be blindfolded, but I mean, like, with the other cards, you hiding your feelings, hiding who you are. You know what I'm saying? The eyes are closed on every single one. You know what I'm saying? And the one that they open is on the woman, you know, that's crying. So I take that as you just needing to kind of open your eyes and take the rose colored lenses out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to kind of be real with yourself. So you can kind of save the relationship. Save it from, like, the cycles. You know what I'm saying? That's what it needs to be saved from. But that's what they have to say about Steve. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just do it in a separate one. Let me stop this. Right, so for your last card, the one I have been waiting on. I asked this question before you told me, because I was gonna pull a card for you said you wanted to speak to your not granddad, godfather. And I was going to pull for your last question, you know, speaking to him. But I feel like if he wanted to come forth, he would have came forward. And that wasn't, you know, what you needed to hear at the time. So with this, with this last card, now this is finna be some motherfucking tea right here. But I am going to tell you, because I had kind of been mentioning it already. Don't let this man make you feel like he ain't in love with you. Because like you just said, he ain't never been in love with nobody like he been in love with you. And he will never love nobody like he loves you. Ever. He will never. And you know why? Because you give him like this fling type of feeling, but it's real love. It's not just a fling. You know what I'm saying? When you fucking somebody you're not supposed to be fucking, and you be like, damn, we not supposed to be fucking, but this shit feel good. That feeling where you be like, damn, we ain't supposed to be fucking, be the best sex. You ain't got no business fucking this person, but here you go. You know what I'm saying? That's the energy you give him, but at the same time, you make him feel so important. Like, oh, I get it. I get it now. At first, I was thinking he was kind of looking at it like, oh, we got to do this, this, and this. So, you know what I'm saying? So you not falling off, and we're always relevant. But that's not what they're saying. He's afraid that he's falling off, and he's afraid that you, and this is what I was picking up at first. Like, I didn't want to think he was jealous of you or anything like that, because it's not like a jealousy in the sense of like, damn, I hate, you know what I'm saying? I don't like her, nothing like that. Because he definitely wants you to get your money and all of that. It's just one of the things, like, he is kind of projecting his insecurities onto you. He wants you to kind of feel like, you know, you're not the one that's kind of making the show run. Because without him, you know, if he was with another bitch, then it would never be given what it's given now. You know what I'm saying? Because you're everything. You know what I'm saying? You're the total package. You know what I'm saying? For in his life and in his world and his existence, like, you're everything. And so it's kind of like he's just afraid to fall off. He's afraid that he's falling off, you know? And it's like, he don't get me wrong, he's not no hater type of dude. It's just it's like you're the closest person to him, and if he's not healed, then he's gonna shit on you. That's just how that goes. He gives me water energy. He's very, very, very emotionally attached to you. And remember I was saying, you know, when you ain't got no business fucking somebody and the sex be good and the pussy be real good and the dick be good, that's what it's giving. Like, explosive sex. Like, he feel like your sex is the best sex. And you know, this is definitely fling like energy. And it's not to say you're a fling thing or he views you as a fling thing, but at the end of the day, you know, you got that fling thing pussy. Okay? It's giving like, damn, it's everything. You know, he's very into it. And he knows that you can have any guy that you want. He knows that. And it's like, you'll see different sides of him. Like, he'll show you that side where it's like he's all into you and he's like kind of praising you like the goddess that you are. But then on the other end, it's like he wants you to kind of bow down to him. And remember, I was telling you in the beginning, you kind of created that because you literally worship the ground he walks on. You give him that energy. He never had that before. It make him feel special. It make him feel important. Makes him feel relevant. So when you take that energy away from him, or you act like, you know, independent, and you act like, you know, you would rather put your energy into something else at this moment, it eats him up. Ooh, it eat him up. It eat him up because he feel like he falling off. He feel like this pedestal that you put him on, you're gonna knock him off of it. It scares the shit out of him. And I'm telling you now, you ever leave him, this man is gonna stalk the fuck out of you. And I know people be joking about this shit, like, the pussy good. I know you be stalking that girl, don't you? And he try to act like he don't, but he knows, and that's what kills him. Like, he knows. He is 100% water behind you, like straight tears, like emotions, sensitivity. Like, he is so wide open. And so for you, I think the message here is just understand that this is definitely a fated connection. Like, this has happened before. It's happened probably many times. I could see this happening many lifetimes. You know what I'm saying? He definitely is afraid that, you know, once you really realize who you truly are, you'll outgrow him. But you just have to get him to realize, like, I'm here because I want to be, not because I have to be. And your ancestors want you to realize that too. Any time, any given moment, like, wherever you are, wherever you go, there you are. See what I'm saying? Wherever you go, there you are. You shine like the moonlight. They literally said it. When you walk into a room, everybody's paying attention to you. He knows that, and he feels it, and it eats the boy up. It eats him up. You know, it's not because he's jealous, but because he feels like he doesn't deserve you, because he knows who you really are. Like, I know it might be hard for you to realize, but he knows who you really are. That's why he don't trip about the spiritual shit, because he knows who you really are. And he knows that you're evolving, and he knows that you're growing. And so I feel like you kind of have to figure out how to deal with him as you evolve and as you grow into this new woman. But that's definitely going to be something you need to think on, ponder on. Like they said, you need to spend some time alone, because you got to break this codependency, but you also don't want to make him feel like you're leaving the relationship or you're neglecting him, because, you know, he's kind of very sensitive when it comes to that. Like, don't make him feel like you're leaving him. He gonna be sick, okay? Because he love you, girl. That dude is in love with you. Like, let me see what else, if the ancestors want to say anything else. So would y'all like to say anything else about how he feels about her? I ain't gonna lie, that pussy good. It made me feel like stalking. We supposed to be in love. We supposed to, you know that song, right? They childish. Oh my God. That would be him. Like, he love you. For one, he love your body. He love your mind. He love your spirit. He love your energy. Like, he love everything that is given. It's giving. You're giving everything. Like, your ancestors put you on a fucking pedestal because that is who you are. You are a humble ass person, and you deserve everything. Every single dollar that comes your way, you need to be fucking, like, you need to be rubbing some money oil on it, because this money is coming in for you, and you need to honor these ancestors, because they're gonna, anytime you get this money, it is them bringing it to you. And once you figure out who these ancestors are, whether you know them by name or not, you acknowledge them, you leave them an offering, and you let them know, like, I heard you, I get it, I am done fucking playing with my gift, I'm done playing with my calling. This is not a game, this is real shit. But they do want to let you know that he is just afraid that once you become who he knows that you are, which he doesn't even know the half of it. Like, he's still kind of basing, like, his mentality is kind of small. Not to say he is small-minded or pea-brained, but his small mind is kind of making you think small. And with what you're about to be investing your money into is way bigger. Like, I definitely think if you give it a solid 6 months to a year, and you're doing what the ancestors told you, putting this money back, and you go back and look, I can guarantee you can get you some land, or you can either start purchasing some property. And I definitely would, if I was you, I would look down south, because the prices are going to be very good. I mean, you need to just pretty much get into this. Like, your life's calling, your life's work is going to be something dealing with real estate, houses, land, something like that. So always remember, work smarter, not harder. You're not meant to be out here working hard like a dog. That is not your calling. The ancestors do not want that shit for you, because that is not for you. They say, we worked hard and did what we had to do, so you didn't have to do it. I mean, what more can I say? I feel like they've repeated themselves so many times throughout this reading. Like, you have to understand what it is. Don't be confused by what a motherfucker telling you or what they saying. You got to see beyond the words and the facades and the fake, phony shit. You know what I'm saying? The masks. First of all, you got to go look in the mirror, take your mask off, and get real with yourself. And then you start going down the line, and you assess every single person in your life. And if this person is not bringing to you like you're giving and bringing to them, you cut them off. It is not a question. You know for a fact, you got people in your mind right now that you need to be cutting off. You know, it's simple. It's not hard. All you got to do is to ask God, ask the ancestors to remove them from your life peacefully. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. And it's done. You know, people move the fuck around. You would be surprised. But you also you really need to just know. He feeds off of your energy. And I hate to call him an energy vampire, because it's not a negative thing, but he needs you. It's like he needs you to be who he is. You know, he's afraid that he's falling off. That's literally a man falling off. That's not no woman falling. That's not no woman in that stalker card on the wall that's looking. Who is that in the mirror? You know you like having your eyes closed. Look at that card. Stalker alert. That's you. Feet crossed, eyes closed, and he in the window looking at you. Like, it's just one of them things. You need to know who the fuck you are. And you need to get it real quick. Get it through your head. I don't know if you need to pinch yourself or slap yourself. Don't slap yourself. Please don't slap yourself. They're kind of aggressive. I'm sorry. Why y'all want to slap herself? Damn. They said you acting slow. I'm dead. Y'all have got to chill. But no, they definitely want you to know that he is fucking in love with you. And he can act all day like, oh, I had all these bitches. And, oh, I was doing... Like, even when he first met you, like, he tried to play this role like he was all cool and nonchalant, baby. He wanted to fuck you on sight. You know what I'm saying? But he was really on some simp stuff. And so he kind of wanted you to be the one, you know what I'm saying, to really just say you wanted him because he know who you are. He just shocked that you want him. You see what I'm saying? But that's what you don't know. Because you too busy worried about what he's saying, what he's telling you. Like, look, you got to look beyond this shit. Look behind the fake shit, the phony shit.